Hello gang, welcome to the stream. This is the Adrel Show where 3 times a week we look at everything World of Warcraft gold making. 3 times a week being Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting usually about 30 minutes before whatever time it is in your time zone right now. Apologies for the delayed start today. Unfortunately, just had some technical issues and then also some the medical issues continue. My sinuses are still completely messed up. But welcome everyone. Let me know how it's going. Welcome. We are we're live for today's Monday stream. Monday we usually focus even more on gold making. Wednesdays and Friday streams we sometimes will hop into some delves and things like that. We may do some delves later on stream today. But we're gonna start off with just going through some basic crafting, right? We have reset tomorrow for North American realms. I play on North American realms. And so I need to do a bunch of crafting ahead of that so that we're ready when servers go live to have a bunch of things posted on the auction house, right? Everyone opens up their vault, gets a whole bunch of gear. They're looking for enchants. They're looking for gems. They're looking for spell threads and armor kits and all that fun stuff, all the stuff that makes us buku de bucks, right? A lot of gold. A lot of my gold comes through those types of items. And so we'll go ahead and do some crafting for that to start off the stream. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm hearing an echo here. That's not supposed to be happening. That's as usual. I spent a bunch of time off stream trying to tweak a bunch of technical things, and we still don't seem to be able to avoid the issues. Anyway, if you can see this or hear me, let me know if everything's looking okay. I've tried checking everywhere: TikTok, YouTube, horizontal, vertical, Twitch. Right, checked all the things, but sometimes things unfortunately still do slide under the radar. So if you're not able to hear me, if you're not able to hear me, you probably aren't hearing this, right? I am notorious for talking for long whiles while being entirely muted, potentially. So we help your boy out, right? Anyway, welcome to the stream, everyone. I see we have a bunch of people joining us on YouTube, a couple people on Twitch. We've had some people come through on TikTok, I see. So welcome in, everyone. What's up? How's it going? I see we have a comment, a chatter on YouTube. After watching Zeppla, HQZ, MTQ, Diamond Gold, YouTube recommended me your streams. Oh, welcome, Sasuke100. Thank you for joining. Hopefully I live up, hopefully my stream lives up to the quality of some of those other streamers you mentioned there. But okay, so to start off with today, we are going to do some crafting on my tailor and my leatherworker. We may then do the mailbox opening, actually. I'm thinking that historically I've been keeping the mailbox openings until the end of the stream, but I think it may actually be more beneficial for us to do it earlier in the stream, just so you guys can get a feel for what I've been selling, and we can hit our nice new record high gold amount, right? I still haven't really set a deadline of when I want to hit 40 million gold by, but I think we said, I think on last stream we said it by the end of next week. So yeah, we basically, that's what we're working towards, right? We ended last stream at I think 37.2 million, something like that. And so today I think we should hopefully be on track to hit at least about 37.5. I'll be honest, I didn't spend too much time playing over the weekend. I was just busy with some social stuff. But I did play a little bit, and so we do have a decent amount in the mailbox. I don't think we're going to smash our 8.5 million in a single mailbox record that we hit on stream a couple weeks ago. But hey, not every week is going to be entirely that crazy, right? And again, while gold making is a lot of fun, I still maintain it's very important to do stuff in real life as well, and enjoy your weekends, right? Hang out with friends, family, loved ones, all the things, right? There'll always be more gold to make, and if you're struggling with that, let me know in chat where you're struggling, and I will be more than happy to help you out, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think so far the War Within is the absolute best expansion to make gold for, and I'm not just saying that because now I'm creating content for this expansion. I genuinely mean that. I think Dragonflight was a great expansion for gold making, and don't get me wrong, right? Shadowlands was a great expansion for gold making, but you needed to have a lot of gold, and you needed to spend a lot of gold. You had to invest a lot of time, energy, very heavily kept, and in the war, like Dragonflight made the professions, well, I was going to say more accessible, but actually, since there wasn't really a catch-up mechanism, Dragonflight wasn't nearly anywhere near as good as the War Within. Whereas the War Within, I think the changes that we've discussed on in previous streams, right? Do we have an OBS crash? Oh, God. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. All right, something has gone catastrophically wrong, it would appear. Let me, oh God. Sorry, folks. All right, there we go. There we go. I think that's, give me 1 second. Sorry, folks. The technical issues just not really stop, do they? Not around, you know I never meant to let you down. All right, folks, give me 1 second. I have no idea what's going on. Also, why is the vertical stream looking so weird? Oh, God. Oh, thank you for the sub, Mud Shovel. I promise the stream isn't usually this chaotic. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why the aspect resolution on our vertical stream is all messed up. Oh, jeez. Today I like restarted my computer before stream, which I'm always supposed to do and I never actually end up doing. Unfortunately, all of the streams are going to go down. Please, please, please rejoin. And if you're not already subscribed or not already following, what better reason than this? I mean, there's a lot of better reasons. You know, it could have been because of good content or something like that. But unfortunately, I have no idea what's going on with my OBS. Everything's a little bit messed up, so I'm just going to try restarting it. The problem is the streams will go down. I promise we will be back in like under a minute. All right, it shouldn't take super long to restart OBS. Terribly, terribly sorry about this. Please drop a subscribe or a follow so that you get the notification the second the stream is back online. I am so sorry, folks. But I'd rather restart now than midway through the stream. So we're going to restart real quick, and then we'll come back and start the stream off properly. All right, and we are back. I think everything's looking a lot better now. At least on my end, it looks like OBS is fixed. It looks like restarting OBS fixed things. So terribly, terribly sorry again, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Let's get cooking here. All right, so first things first, like I said, we are going to spend some time on my tailor and my leather worker. Now, my leather worker is primarily spec'd for armor kits, just because I'm more partial to things that I can sell on the region-wide auction house. The margins are slimmer, and I would not recommend if you're just getting started in gold making, you know, or if you have less capital, and you just want to have an easier, quicker time. I would definitely recommend for almost all professions. Profession equipment is still a great market, and I'm still making a really good amount of gold with that, despite the fact that I'm not spending nearly enough time on it. But if you guys want more specifics, let me know in chat, because I have talked about it in previous streams. Always happy to recap, by the way. So, yeah, but thank you everyone who's watching live on Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube, both our horizontal stream and our vertical stream. Thank you. Yeah, so for today's stream, like I said, we're going to start off with leatherworking and tailoring, a bit of crafting, right? Then we're going to do some inscription, because there's a bunch of gold that I'm making there as well. Then we will probably spend some time on my alchemist. I have yet to actually pick any like serious builds for any of my alchemists, so we need to do that. What else do we need to do? Jewel crafting, I also have not spent as much time on. Yeah, later on in the stream, depending on what you guys want to see. I mean, let me know in chat if you guys want us to go through setting up a character from scratch right now, at this stage of the expansion, because I'm still very much of the opinion that a lot of the places, at least a lot of the WoW gold making, what should I call them? Communities I mean, like the Reddits, the Reddits, the Discords, right? A lot of them, there's still a lot of people who are like, oh, it's too late. If you haven't done, if you don't have the perfect build right now, like you're not going to be able to make any gold, and people are getting super doomer. And I am very much of the opinion that is absolutely not the case. I think you could literally start today and already be making millions within like a couple of days at most. You know what I mean? Within 1 or 2 resets at most. I don't even think it would take that much. But I do kind of want to show you guys that live on stream as well. The only question is what profession we do it with. I have some ideas for inscription. So we'll see how we're doing on timing. And once we're done with all of our weekly chores, our weekly gold making chores, and also finishing up the vault for my main, which means we will be doing another Zekvir vault, although we'll attempt it solo this time. Because I know we said we'd do it on Friday, and then we had CTAX in chat come join us, and so I guess technically I still need to beat Zekvir solo, right? So we'll probably do that at some point in the stream, and then after that, if we have time, we may do an inscription setup from start. And my thinking there is I think I have a build. Well, I was going to say a build that can't be saturated. The problem is any build can technically be saturated outside of like concentration builds. And if none of what I'm saying is making any sense to you, please drop a message in chat. Because I know that I have this habit of assuming everyone understands what I'm talking about. Just because I spend so much time understanding professions, and I know a lot of people don't. I did actually put together a little guide on stream 2 Fridays ago. I still need to edit that down into a YouTube video that provided a very, very introductory introduction. So let me rephrase that. A very like basic introduction, right, to the profession system, what exactly all these numbers mean, why they matter, how you get more of them, right, and which ones you want to go for. But again, I'm always happy to recap. So if you are watching live, first of all, thank you. Heck, even if you're not watching live, if you're watching the video on demand later on YouTube or on Twitch, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if there's any questions, if there's anything I can help explain. Right, more than happy to do that. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So leatherworking, like I said, this guy's primarily built for these armor kits, right? As well as some of the finishing reagents, not finishing reagents, sorry, optional reagents, right? The embellishments, rather, is the word I'm looking for, is where I've sort of focused most of his build, right? The thing is, the leatherworking profession equipment is so profitable that even without having spent a single point into the talent tree which is called Epic Ensembles, that you would basically need to put points into to specialize into the leatherworking profession equipment. Despite the fact that I've not even done that, I'm still making, stupid amounts of gold, right? This is all rank 4 gear. We don't want to do that. Where is our button? This add-on's called Craftsman, by the way. I still need to put out a guide for this. So again, if you guys want me to do that live on stream today, we can do that. Let me know in the chat, and I will be more than happy to do that. All right, now, why is it not queuing up the rank 5s? I'm not sure why Craftsman's queuing up the rank 4s. But my point is, despite the fact that this toon does not have a single point spent into profession equipment, I'm still able to make stupid margins on this, right? 303%, 180%, 133%. And you can see I'm spec'd on this guy for armor kits, and that isn't even the most profitable items he can do, despite the fact that we're not even spec'd into it. Literally, the tool that I have on this guy has multi-craft on it. All right. For general reference, if you're crafting gear or profession equipment, you always want to use a resourcefulness tool. I don't even have one, and I'm still able to make I have a green one, but I'm still able to make a stupid amount of profit off of it, right? Dude, I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it still annoys me to no end that Craftsman keeps trying to get me to use Dragon Isle's equipment, which is just not a vibe, right? I get that the R4s, basically what's happening is Craftsman thinks that the rank 4 versions of this are worth more, and so it's going to try and optimize to make us craft the rank 4s, which I don't want to do. I want to craft them at rank 5 because that's what's going to sell. I mean, the rank 4s will sell. I don't mean to say that they're not going to sell. It's just they're going to be a lot harder to sell. And let's be honest, if you're hitting the auction house to buy profession equipment, you're buying the rank 5 at this point, right? Unless there's like a major difference in price, you're probably going to buy the rank 5 versions, right? It seems like a bit of a no-brainer, but probably bears repeating, because I know I forget a lot of the basics sometimes when I'm trying to do these things. All right, so let's see. Maybe we have a little bit of an easier time queuing up tailoring first. Or you know what? Because of the fact that leatherworking is more complicated, let's do leatherworking first. So this is our usual, I would say daily, but realistically, I end up doing this about once a week, right? I hop onto a character. I have favorited all the items that I want them to craft. And to do that, you just basically click on this little star here, and that'll put all those items right at the top here before the entire menu. And that makes it a little bit easier for me to remember, you know, with a bunch of different alts, what items I want to craft, what items I'm working towards, whatever it is per character. Leatherworking, I don't have multiple leatherworkers, but tailors, I have like 5 different tailors, right? It's not that hard, but sometimes it's easier to just have, you know, to be able to see from the favorites, like, okay, this dude is clearly specialized into armor and profession equipment, right? Yeah, but basically I'll hop onto a character. I did an auctionator scan just before stream, so we're not going to do that, but normally we'd do that to start with. And then we'll come in and start queuing things up, right? Annoyingly for us, CraftSim is still trying to get me to use the dang Dragonflight stuff, which makes no sense. So let's go ahead and equip this manually. I think what we're gonna have to do is probably requeue all these items and switch off optimized profession tools. If this is confusing, apologies. It's I promise it's not me explaining it poorly. It's just one of the few things that I can complain about in CraftSim, because I really can't complain about much at all in CraftSim. It's such a powerful add-on, and it has made me so much gold that I do not have it in me to criticize anything about this add-on most of the time. But these little things do kind of annoy me sometimes, if I'm being honest. All right, now. We queued up all of the profession equipment. Do we have any blue gear in here? For whatever reason, I think we don't have the blue gear actually queued up or favorited, even though the profit margins on these are pretty decent, it looks like. If we don't use rank 3 materials, then we're probably going to have a better shot of making gold off of them. And again, the main thing I would say is that the margins here may not look so great, but that's because of the fact that I'm playing on Illidan US, which is one of, if not the most populated US servers, right? Which means that margins on dang near everything look terrible on my home realm. But by and large, what I'm going to do is, craft these on my home realm, and much like we covered on Friday's stream, I'll then use my alt army, and by that I literally just mean I have level 10 allied race characters that I've created on different servers, and I'll use the war bank to transfer the items to those servers and sell them there at much higher margins, right? And that's something that literally anyone can do. It takes barely any time or energy. You can have the entire thing done in about under 5 minutes, and that's going from character creation to transferring the items to posting them up on the auction house. I do also need to do a guide to trade skill master at some point, because I know some of you guys have asked for that. And yeah, I mean, let me know in chat. I suppose we could do it on today's stream, but again, it really depends on what you guys are in the mood for. So if you are watching live, drop a message in chat if you want me to do a little guide to trade skill master, and we can do that live on stream. But otherwise, maybe we'll do that on Wednesday stream, because I do want to kind of do a little bit of prep for it. So, yeah, so this is all the professional equipment. I do kind of want to craft the leveling gear and the entry level 80 gear, just because I know this stuff does sell, right? You might be thinking, who's gonna be buying an eye level 558 at level 80? It's so easy to get gear. But I mean, I'll say 2 things. First of all, some people are willing to just spend a little bit to be able to pick up eye level 558 gear. Because maybe they leveled their character through dungeons, they didn't get pieces for certain slots, and so they're still using like a Dragonflight item. And so if they can hit the auction house, right, pick up a piece for like, what is this telling us, about 1,200 gold, right? They're more than happy to do that. And that aside, we can see from the sale rates here that people are buying these items, right? I mean, I know when I ding level 80, I would definitely consider for any of my alts just quickly crafting one of these for myself. And so there is demand for them. It may not be as high as it was in previous expansions where it was harder to get gold when you freshly hit max level, but there's still demand for it. And certainly if you spread this out across different servers, you will make sales on these as well. So I do want to craft these at some point, but I need to set up trade skill master groups and all that fun stuff. So I don't know how interesting that'll be on stream. Maybe it is, and I'm underestimating it. But again, I won't know unless you guys let me know in chat. So in the interim, I'll instead craft the fun stuff, right? The high margin, the big gold stuff, and then we'll take a look at everything else right afterwards. All right, now, so we queued up all the profession equipment, right? That's simple enough. Yeah, I don't think there's too much else to say here, right? You want to use a resourcefulness tool. You don't need to even have a single point spent in the profession equipment tree, as you can see, right? And I'm making 101% profit. So I'm going to spend 144,000 gold roughly on mats, and that's going to be about 145,000 gold profit. And bear in mind, this is assuming I sell all of these items on Illidan, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to sell these on other realms where the profit margins are going to be much, much higher, right? I mean, some of these pieces, right, you can see here it's selling for 249 on Illidan. This same thing I could easily sell on one of the lesser populated realms for 2, 3, 4, 5,000. I don't know how many servers I'm gonna get the like old school crazy 20,000 gold on, but there will be a non-zero number of sales that I could make of these items at 20,000 gold if we're being perfectly honest here. Yeah, and that's not me capping. I promise you that very much is the case. Yeah. All right. So the Thunderous Drums market is definitely being one that I've been wanting to get into for a while, just because I love it as an item, right? Look at the sale rate on that, 478 gold. Let me move it over here so that our vertical viewers can see this as well. What's up, YouTube vertical viewers? I'm seeing we have a bunch of people coming through. What's up? What's up? What's up? Drop a message in chat. Let me know how it's going. Also, let me double check that it is actually refreshing because my... Stay hydrated, folks. Remember, it's the most important thing. Whether you're sick like me or even if you're feeling fine, right? Stay hydrated. It really is the most important thing. Not just for gold making, for life in general. How do I... Sorry. I try not to do like technical stuff on stream, but sometimes I need to make sure that everything's working everywhere, right? Okay. So if you are watching live, drop a message in chat. Let me know what's up. The streams are always way more fun when they're interactive. And if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that we're doing, I'm more than... Y'all have questions, I have answers, right? That's the whole point of these streams, right? Is I want to make my content as useful as possible to the widest amount of people. Because I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm relatively happy with the amount of gold I have. So if I can instead impart my wisdom and help you guys make millions of gold instead, I'm more than happy to do that. That's why we're here. That's what's up. All right, let's while we're running another auctionator scan, because I guess it's been a little while. This is the banker on which I do all of my profession equipment stuff, and you can see just since. I mean, yeah, we opened the mailbox on this on Friday, and then, like I said, I didn't play much this weekend, but still about 88,000 gold, the bulk of which is profit, because the professional equipment, just even on Illidan itself, does have stupid margins. It is ridiculous how much gold is still left in it, and I find it hilarious because anytime I go onto like the subreddit or you go any of these places that like gold makers, goblins, whatever you want to call people who make gold in World of Warcraft hang out, they're like, oh, profession equipment used to be really good, and now there's no shot. Like, you're just not going to make any gold. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm still making hundreds of thousands of gold of these, like, every day. And this is, I mean, we'll hop over to some of the other servers in a bit as well, but I guarantee you we'll have at least a couple more 100,000 gold on those other servers. Like it's still a really, really good market. And it's one that I really like because it's so easy and cheap to get into, right? The profession equipment doesn't have stupid like skill requirements. You could set up a character right now. Like you could literally have a level 70 character that you haven't logged in since Remix ended, or that you use your free level 70 boost on. And within like an hour to 2 hours, you could be churning out profession equipment and doing exactly what I'm doing. The barrier to entry is just that stupidly low. Yeah, it's which is why I love it as a market. It's super simple. I mean, you only really need to care about resourcefulness, and even then, not really all that much, because the margins are so large that the resourcefulness or like, having better tools or whatever will maybe make like a 10-12 gold difference between the profit margin I have and the profit margin you have, and that's if I'm on a character that I've bothered getting, optimized for profession equipment. In most cases, I'm just crafting these, not even because the character is like spec'd for it, literally just because the character can craft it, which is exactly what we're doing on my leather worker that we were just on a second ago. Oh, and I need to do treatise crafts as well. All right, we're done with the auction house scan here. Let's, oh God. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so our margin somehow got even better on all these items. Or no, did it drop? I don't know. It's hard to keep track with Auctionator. Realistically speaking, using Trade Skill Master, I think we're far enough along in the expansion that Trade Skill Master should also have relatively accurate information. Let's try swapping this to Trade Skill Master and craft sim. We can see how that's going. What's up, Spears? Welcome to the stream. Have I answered it before? Yeah, I think so. But no, I'm always happy to talk about profession stuff. I love getting questions like this. All right, so your question is, what's the best profession to start with? And for me, it's a very simple answer, and it's a profession that I've ranted a bunch about, and I'm always happy to rant more about. Tailoring. I cannot say tailoring enough. It is just it has absolutely been my favorite profession so far this expansion. In past expansions, I haven't dedicated as much time. Well, actually, that's not true. I feel like most expansions, classic, like every version of this game, tailoring has been a humongous gold maker. But the reason I really like it is because you can make big gold with it, you can make small gold with it, you can make a lot more gold if you spend a lot more time in it, you can make a lot of gold even if you don't spend that much time on it. Also because of how versatile it is. I have about 5 tailors, and I could probably still put together another 4 unique builds, let alone doubling up on some of the builds I have. Hey, Scope Killer, welcome to the stream. How's it going? So, Spears, I can cover some of the builds, but if you have any specific questions, or if you've already spent points anywhere and you're looking for help on like how to salvage a build, because I know a lot of people at this stage of the expansion may have picked up a profession, they've spent some of their knowledge points already, and they kind of feel like they're stuck or like they're in a bad spot where they're not really sure what to do with their profession to make gold. And so if you have a more specific question like that, I can cover that. Or if you just want like a complete like you're literally gonna pick up tailoring right now, I can do that as well. But honestly, if you're picking it up to begin with, it really depends on how much investment you're planning on doing and whether or not you're planning on only selling on your home realm, or if you're planning on doing it on a bunch of different realms, right? And that as well sounds more intimidating than it actually is. If I covered it on my stream on Friday, I'm going to be putting out a little bit of I'm going to be putting out like an edited down shorter video as well, summarizing it. But essentially, it's super easy to sell on other realms with the War Within, especially so, since we have the War Bank now, it's super, super easy to transfer things to other realms and sell them there instead. And so if you're like me and you play on a full pop server, right? I play on Illidan North America, which is literally one of the fullest servers in the world. I think it's one of, if not the highest, population servers in the world, quite literally. And so sometimes margins aren't all that great on Illidan, but it really doesn't matter because despite that, we were just looking at this, right? This is 2 days of sales, and I didn't play at all on Saturday, and I like barely. I didn't play yesterday either much either, and we have about 88,000 gold in the mailbox. And again, you'll see that this is all profession equipment, right? A couple of a couple of tailored pieces in here as well, but. Yeah, I mean, the profession equipment, this is on Illidan, which is a high pop server, which everyone will tell you that means that there's too much competition, you can't compete, you can't make gold with it. I mean, here's the proof, right? Like, the proof is right in front, like right on screen right now, right? So yeah, I think profession equipment is a great like starter way for every single profession. I think alchemy is probably the only profession that doesn't have any profession equipment they can craft. Am I right? But every other profession, if you can craft profession equipment, there's a good chance that you can make a decent bit of gold with that. And tailoring is no exception to that. Tailoring, in fact, is a very good example of that, simply because of the fact that so many people are putting alchemy and enchanting on alts, either because they're doing alchemy for the transmutation builds or for the concentration builds, or enchanting because they're doing the shuffle, right? And then, as always, there's also a lot of gatherers, there's a lot of cooks and fisher people. And so all of the tailoring profession equipment sells really, really well. The other thing I like about it is that they're super cheap to craft, right? You don't need to have a lot of starting capital to craft like 100 of these or, 20 of them and post them up on the auction house. And the skill requirement's not that high as well. So tell me, Scope Killer, what's up? How's it going? How's your day going? Were you streaming earlier today? Spear, so you're saying you're just going to start on it now. You normally took gathering to make a little gold before. Yeah, so I mean, the cool thing is that's the other nice thing, especially, is it sort of doubles as a gathering profession as well. That is one of the other things I like about it. I mean, if I had to list, I should probably, sorry, I know I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. Bear with me. I'm dealing with some allergies, and so I'm struggling a little bit, but I would say the main things I love about tailoring is it's super cheap to level up. You can get it to 100 skill without having to have a bunch of starting capital or spending too much. The other nice thing is that you gather your own materials, right? So the way it worked in every expansion up until the War Within is that cloth dropped for everyone and a little bit more would drop for tailors. That isn't the case in the War Within. In the War Within, cloth mainly only drops for tailors. So even if you don't have any gold to start off with, you can just pick up tailoring and farm your own materials that way. While you're leveling up tailoring, if you're out there doing world content or doing whatever you're doing, leveling, PvE, you're doing delves, whatever you're doing, you'll be gathering those mats in any case. So that's another reason why I love tailoring. It's super versatile, like I said. The profession equipment market is great. The crafted PvP gear market is great. The crafted blue leveling items are great. There's so many different builds that I already have and so many builds that I still want to do. But even something as simple as these finishing reagents, right? I don't think anyone looks at these finishing reagents and is like, oh, I'm gonna make 1 million gold with this. And that's why I did that, and we made 1 million. Like I can show you guys the sales records here. I know we've covered this on stream before, but with embroidery threads, right? Embroidery threads, we made 150,000 gold, and with polishing cloths, we've made 951,000 gold. So sorry, 1.1 million gold, right? And this is just these are literally finishing reagents. I don't think anyone thinks that you would make 1.1 million gold with a finishing reagent, but sure enough, I did it and it worked. So. You could do bags. I think bags tend to be a little bit more competitive, and it's not one of my favorite markets to be in. But yeah, that's a whole other pocket of tailoring, right? One of the other ones that has made me a boatload of gold has been these spell threads. I think we were looking at the numbers the other day, and we've sold millions of these as well. Yeah, we've sold 8.5 million gold worth of spell threads in the past month. So far this expansion, spell threads alone have made me 8.5 million gold. Great market, right? So this is what I'm saying. Tailoring is just an absolute gold mine. The barrier to entry is so low. The crafting, it's another reason I love tailoring. The patron crafting orders are also super cheap because of the fact that mats are so reasonable. It's super easy to get all of your patron orders done as well. All right, let me catch up on chat. I'm sorry, we've got a bunch of people everywhere, and I'm busy ranting about tailoring, as I'm wont to do. Vish K, what's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? How's it going? You're saying you just joined. All good, all good. We're quickly doing a quick little overview of tailoring and why I'm absolutely obsessed with it as a profession in the war within. Why I think it's the best, it's the single best profession to get into and honestly to keep as well. I would be lying if I said that I hadn't stuck tailoring on a couple of characters, thinking that like, oh well, maybe I'll do this for a bit. I'll do the. Oh, sorry, I forgot the other major gold maker for tailoring, which is the cloth cooldowns. Which is the reason I'm laughing about that is because I feel like that's what most people think of when they think of tailoring as being great for gold making is just the cloth cooldowns, and the fact that I literally gave you like 10 different things that it's good for, short of that. So, what's up, Mass Louie? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Sup, cuz? Let's see here. Spending way too much gold on leveling engineering scope killer. Was supposed to repost all my items, but got sidetracked and spent a fortune trying to get an engineer set up to make rank 5 tools with rank 2 mats. Oh, dude, I did that yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I spent a bunch of time on engineering, but I already started making some gold. The bulk of that 88,000 gold that we just saw on my banker here, I'm not sure if you were able to tell, but the bulk of this is engineering crafted profession equipment. I'm guessing you're trying to do the rank 5 tools with rank 2 mats for your own crafters, right? So that's probably why you're trying to minimize the concentration. Though that said, on Friday's stream we covered this add-on called Craft Scan, which is this one right here, which will basically just search chat for you and let you know if anyone's looking for an item that you can craft. And dude, within 15 minutes of downloading this add-on on Monday's stream, getting it to what do you call it? I was setting up for stream on Monday, downloaded the add-on 15 minutes before we started stream, and while like semi AFK doing stream stuff, I what do you call it? Hey Nirud, sorry, no, you're saying the YouTube resolution is the wrong resolution. No, so there's actually 2 streams. If you check the description, there's a link to the horizontal resolution. Yeah, I have a vertical stream and a horizontal stream. I don't know why, but the vertical stream, like, people seem to really like. I threw it out there just to see, because I figured out how to do it, and I was like, oh, let me see if it does anything. And we have 41 people watching that right now. So that's why. But if you check the description, there's a link to the horizontal. Or if you check out my channel, you'll have links to both resolutions there. You have the horizontal and the vertical. Or are you saying the horizontal one is messed up? But thank you, Nirad. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I think you messaged on YouTube chat as well. What's up, Fish K? You're saying you're going to listen to me and try this for the coming reset? Wait, you're going to try what? Durin, is that Nirad on Twitch? I'm sorry, I'm getting confused here. But no, I'm not recording it on a stream, Durin. Thank you for asking, though. Yeah, I basically we just have 2 different streams. I don't know why it like if you check out the TikTok stream, it's a little bit easier, I think, because you can put it sideways or vertically, and it'll automatically swap between the 2. YouTube doesn't seem to support that yet, so it is what it is. Hello, Mercure Gaming. Hello from Luxembourg. Hello to Luxembourg. What's up? How's it going? Vish K, you're saying you're gonna try out tailoring for the reset? Yeah, for sure. I mean, so this is the guy. I can show you guys the spec that I was just talking about with making 1.1 million gold pure finishing reagents. Did the audio just skip there? Sorry about that. Yeah, this is this guy's build. Honestly, not that many knowledge points spent. The only ones that matter for this build, I'll move it here for our vertical friends. The only points that actually matter in this tree, he happens to have a blue multi-craft tool, but you honestly don't need that. The skill requirement for these finishing reagents is super easy to get, and basically all you need, I mean, he literally has unspent knowledge points, right? All you really need is I would go into textile treasures to begin with, max out less is more, so you get as much multi-craft as humanly possible. And then if you go into quality fabric here, max this out, and I mean, yeah, and then max out additional embroidery. That's basically all you need. Anything past that is being a little bit try hard, to be honest. Getting a blue profession tool to craft finishing reagents is extremely try hard, but I have more gold than sense very often, so that's why I did it. You don't need to do that. You can use the green profession equipment and yeah, churn these out, right? These polishing clots. There's a lot of jewel crafters out there, right? And they're all thinking they're gonna make big gold with doing like the rank 3 epic gems and all that stuff, right? I am more than happy to sell them things that are super easy and cheap for me to set up. I can craft 500 of these, wing them up on the auction house, and they will all sell within a couple of days at stupid margins, right? On this gritty polishing cloth, my margin is 38%, and yeah, that's not even with me crafting my own weaver cloth bolts. I could probably get a little bit more out of this if I did that. I mean, these embroidery threads, 103% margin, right? It's wacky. But yeah, if you're just starting with tailoring, I would say go with the, I'm trying to think if I could just pick one tailoring build. I mean, the nice thing about this expansion is that it's so easy to like level characters up that you really don't need to pick one build. If I just had to pick one, honestly, probably profession equipment. I think it scales so well. It's so cheap and easy to get into. And the nice thing is if you're going to have alts that are doing professions as well, you can craft your own profession equipment. In all honesty, that was one of the main reasons why, like, the first of every profession that I leveled up, I mainly went profession equipment spec on them, just so that I could craft, all these weaver cloth alchemist robes for all of my alchemists. Same thing for like the enchanter's hat, right? I have a bunch of different characters that I was planning on taking enchanting on, and I was like, well, around launch, these were selling for like 20,000 gold each on the auction house. And I was like, if I have my own tailor that I can do them, I mean, I can save a lot of gold by just crafting them for myself, but then B, also I could sell them at stupid margins because everyone was willing to pay whatever. And I said this on stream on Friday as well. I've said this a bunch of times, right? The way you make gold, like what you're supposed to do during a gold rush isn't to pan for gold. You're supposed to sell shovels and pickaxes, right? You want to sell things to other people who think that they're going to make a bunch of gold. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, MRPOS exclamation mark. Mr. Poe, Mr. Pose. I'm not sure if that's how you want me to say it or pronounce it, but let me know in chat if I got that right. Yeah, so I'd say if I have to pick one build, professional equipment's probably your best bet, Vish. Yeah, for a secondary build, I would say, well, honestly, for me, one of the builds that's made me the most gold is probably the spell threads. But I think probably if you don't have a bunch of gold to invest and you want to diversify your risk as much as possible, go into, first of all, don't max out Threads of Devotion. Get Threads of Devotion to skill level 5, all right? Unlock Weathering Wear and go into the hats, all right? Max out this tree first and then work your way backwards. And once you've unlocked a second specialization, unlock Weighted Garments. Can we see this on the vertical stream? Yep, I think so. And then max out robes. The reason we want to do this is because tailoring, you kind of get the double dip, which is kind of nice. Tailoring doesn't have a build that specializes in profession equipment. Instead, it just relies on the hats and the robes talent trees, which is great because that means not only can you very quickly craft, the rank 5 versions of the green profession equipment with rank 1 materials, which alone means, I mean, look at this, 507%, profit on these. But it also means that if you can snag, the PvP hat recipe or, the tunic, or heck, even just the leveling gear, right? If you've already put the points into hats and robes, you kind of, let's say you just went into hats, right? So you have 80 points, 30 points here, 30 points here, 20 points here, right? You have all of your green equipment. There's already 3 markets that you can compete in just in hats alone. One is the green profession equipment, right? Sorry, 4. One is the green crafted profession equipment. The second is the blue leveling gear. The third is the crafted PvP gear. The fourth is the blue crafted profession equipment, right? And I think most of these, some of these may cost like 150 artisans acuity to pick up off the vendor, but still easy to come by, right? 150 artisans acuity is not as hard anymore. I think some of these you do get off of the auction house. And if you want to know how to snag up recipes super cheap, let me know in chat. I've covered it on stream a bunch of times, but I can cover it again real quick because you definitely need to check what realm in your region has it cheapest. Don't just like hit your auction house and pay like 20, 30 grand for a recipe because at this point of the expansion, there's no recipe outside of like raid recipes or like really rare recipes, but definitely the PvP recipes, you should not be spending more than 2 to maybe 5 grand, right? At least in the US, I wouldn't spend any more than that. So yeah, you can do the blue profession equipment, and then the final market you have is also the just crafting orders for the actual Spark items, the Spark hood, the Spark robe. You can make a little bit of extra gold doing crafting orders for those as well, which is always nice. So yeah, I would say if it's your first Hailer, right, and if I had to pick only one build, this would be the build. I would go into hats. And the reason we're doing hats is because there's more profession hats than there are profession robes. And so it just allows you to craft more items and churn out, make a little bit more gold. Because there's a total of 4 crafted profession hats, whereas there's only 2 crafted robes. You know what I mean? So yeah, if I had to pick one build, Vish, I would recommend that being the one. And I think Spears on Twitch, you were asking about that as well. So yeah, if I had to pick one build, that would be the one. For second and third builds, then I would look at things like spell threads potentially. Those spell threads can be a little min-maxy as well. The lowest effort possible build is probably just going deep into the from dawn until dusk and doing your cloth cooldowns. I honestly don't have any characters that I've just done that on, simply because of the fact that I think because of how low effort it is, everyone and their mother's doing it. So I don't think there's too much profit in doing those. All right, let me catch up on chat. I'm sorry, I have too many chats in different places. So let me catch up on everything here. So Scope Killer, you're saying that you spend way too much gold on engineering. You're not sure what to do with the other 4 engineers. Ooh, okay. For server selling, you post on 8 servers. So are you trying to craft the green profession equipment? Because for engineering, that's been a great gold maker for me. But honestly, in the past couple of days, I've made a stupid amount of gold with, more or less since getting the craft scan add-on, which I just constantly have running in the background. If we come over to crafting orders, and I'll just limit this to the past week, right? And if we do, where is it? If I filter on Femmer, yeah, here's my engineer. Yeah, so about, let's see here, 17,000, 1450, 9, 10, 20, yeah, like 40 to 50,000 gold in crafting orders. None of these required any concentration, and here's the thing, I don't even have the profession equipment talent tree maxed out. So instead of just charging people like a 15k commission and using one of those one of the unraveled instructions that'll give you 20 bonus skill, and I'm still making fat margins on all of these. No crafting orders on your server. It's dead when you play. Dude, I literally, it's 8:30 a.m. server time for me right now, and it's 5:30 p.m. for me in real life. So I'm the master of playing at off-peak hours. The point is that honestly, I think it kind of balances out, to be honest. Because if you're playing during peak hours, sure, there's a lot more people putting up crafting orders. At the same time, there's a lot more competition, and so there's probably going to be someone who snipes it faster than you are. Whereas the times that I'm online, there may not be too many other, let's say, enchanters who can do the enchanting rod on. And so as a result, I can be a little bit more chill with like replying to people and still get crafting orders. So I would definitely download CraftScan though, because it's a breeze to set up. I did have some technical issues with it early on, I'm not gonna lie, but once we reinstalled, we were good. There's not been a crafting order since DF. What server are you playing on? Is it like a super low pop? Because then, yeah, then that may just be your issue right there. In which case, I don't know. Maybe consider Okay, low pop. I was gonna say maybe consider like realm transferring because I think it was in Cataclysm, right? I used to play on an RP PvP server, and it got to the point very quickly where I was one of the richer players on the server, which sounds cool until you realize that A, there's just not enough customers, and then B, there's also nothing to spend your gold on because there's none of the guilds are mythic progging, and so even if I wanted to buy like mythic raid carries, there was literally no one to sell it to me. So I at one point I just bought a bunch of gold. I bought a bunch of tokens. Didn't buy a bunch of gold. No one clip that, please. I bought a bunch of tokens and just bought myself server transfers. Mr. Poe S, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, I don't speak Arabic. We'll take a break in a couple of minutes here, and I will try and translate that to see what's up. Unfortunately, I don't speak or read Arabic, so I'm sorry about that. But thank you for your message all the same. At least I hope so. I hope it's something nice. All right, let me catch up on YouTube chat real quick. Do you think you can make gold starting from 100K without the current expansion? You're not asking for personal benefits. Oh, yeah, for sure. You can, honestly, you do not need the latest expansion to make gold with the latest expansion. I think probably your best bet is going to be, I mean, it depends how much fun you want to have with it, right? One of the things that I tend to do when things slow down a bit is spend a lot more time on previous expansion stuff. But honestly, it really depends on what kind of a market you want to get into. I would say if you don't have the War Within, you can still make a boatload of gold, more than enough to probably pay for the expansion with tokens alone. And there's a couple different ways you can go with it. You can do Old World Transmog. And here I'm not saying, well, you can farm Old World Transmog if you want. I'm not a huge fan of doing that. I'm saying crafting Old World Transmog. I have, prior to Shadowlands, that was where the bulk of my gold came from, was crafting Old World Transmog, right? It's fun because you get to go experience the old expansions. You know, you do the rep grinds and whatever it is to unlock rarer and rarer recipes. But those items have stupid margins on them, especially now with the region-wide auction house, because you can buy the mats on the region-wide auction house, get a bunch of, you get your mats super cheap, and then you can sell those items on a bunch of different servers at huge markups, right? Because a lot of those old world transmog items, people will happily spend 40, 50, 60K on, because in a lot of the previous expansions, a lot of the things that happen, a lot of the way it worked is that you would get, certain set pieces would drop from the raids, and then there's just like one piece that is crafted. And so they're just happy to find someone who's actually crafted it and thrown it up on the auction house. I can't think of an example off the top of my head. Did Cataclysm have any of those cases? I want to say Cataclysm had some of those cases. I'm gonna try one more set, and if I'm not able to find it, then you'll just So here, right. So for this necrotic boneplate armor, right, all of these drop off of like different bosses, and you need tokens, and you need all of this different stuff, and it's literally just the bracers that are crafted. And so for someone who's farming up Dragon Soul gear, if they've gotten everything, they're willing to spend a decent bit on the bracers to have that collected, like to finish off the set. So I would say Old World Transmog crafting or farming are great markets. The other thing you can literally do is just create a bunch of alts on a bunch of different servers. And let me 1 second. Let me hide this. Head to something like Saddlebag Exchange. Saddlebag Exchange. This is the site here. Mr. Poes, you thought I'm from the Emirates? No, so I live here, but unfortunately I'm not from here. As in I grew up here, but there's not been a crafting order since. Oh, thank you, Scope Killer. Yep, so I'm based here. I'm based in the Emirates, yeah. Are you also based here? Okay, let's pull this up. So this is Saddlebag Exchange. There's another site called the Undermine Exchange that's very similar. And basically what you'll do is you'll select your region, you'll select your home realm, and then you can use a bunch of these different searches that they have to find other servers that have items a lot cheaper, right? I'm very partial to this recipe search, just because of the fact that you can, what do you call it? Because of the fact that I've been buying the recipes to like sell things with. But this is a great way of finding any recipe that you want, right? As an example, we were talking about crafted PvP gear with tailoring, right? Let me can I? All right, here. I think this should look better for our vertical viewers. Should make it a little bit easier for y'all to see it. Oh God, the window management on Windows is ironically such a pain. For a platform literally called Windows, you'd think they'd be a little bit better at window management. But okay, so this is Saddlebag Exchange. And you can see here, basically what it allows you to do is, let me refresh this just so it looks a little bit cleaner, is you can search for basically just War Within recipes, right? And what it'll do is it'll tell you on all of the servers in your region where you can get it the cheapest. Oh God, I cannot get this to look good on vertical. Can we? There we go. All right. So, for instance, the crafted PvP cloth boots, right? In North America, on my home server, this would probably cost around 21,000 gold. Whereas on Goldrin, right, I can create a level 10 alt here, use the Warbank to transfer gold over to that server, and pick up this recipe for 2,800 gold, right? Now, either we could do this because of the fact that I have a tailor and I want to, pick up the recipe cheap and actually craft the item. But if you don't even have the expansion, right, which I think Firehead, you were asking on YouTube, if you don't have the expansion, you don't need to have the expansion to buy a recipe. You can easily buy this recipe for 2,800 gold and sell it on another realm for, 21,000 gold easy, right? 21,000, you can probably find someone in trade chat to sell it for that much. And so that's a nice little side hustle you could do as well. Similarly, you could go over to, you could do this with the crafted profession equipment, right? Heck, I wonder if you could even use the crafting order system. Because presumably if you don't have the War Within, you can still use the crafting order NPC in Valdraken. I'm not sure if it'll let you play as a crafting order, but heck, you could probably put up some crafting orders, include all of the mats, and yeah, you can probably send personal crafting orders to people and have them craft the items for you. Now, your margins will be a little bit less than what they would be if you were crafting them yourself, but yeah, you basically then have access to every single one of the War Within professions. So hopefully that helped you, Firehead. Let me know in chat if that was helpful. DRK. All right, I'm gonna. I'm sorry. I find haters really funny. This is what Dr. K said, and there is swearing in, but it's funny, so I'm gonna read it out anyway. How the fuck did this dog shit stream end up on my recommended? I hear you, Dr. K. I'm just as curious as you are. I find it hilarious how mean people can be on the internet. Like, this person not only like paused long enough to watch the stream, decide it was a dog shit stream, but then took the energy of like picking up their phone and typing out that message, which is kind of hilarious to me. We got a CAPTCHA for TikTok. Let me sort that out and we'll come back to it. You're west of KSA. Good stuff. Do you play WoW? Genie's out of the bottle. Oh no! Did you clip the I buy gold link? It's so much easier to just move on with their day rather than taking the time and effort to make someone else feel bad about what they do. Yeah, that's what's always funny to me, man. Like, 'cause I've noticed it's more of a thing on YouTube. On Twitch, people are pretty nice, but on YouTube, people will just come in and be like, "Stream sucks," and then dip. And I'm like, for me, I find it like it's not worth getting upset about. I just find it hilarious that like my stream was so annoying to you that you took time out of your day to like type a message telling me how crap my stream is. Like, all right. That's how you want to spend your time. Have at it. I mean, it's like the algo still sees it as engagement for me. So if you want to hate watch my content, guess what? The views still count the same. Dizzy, welcome to the stream. What's up on YouTube? What's the best realm to buy leatherworking supplies? What do you mean by leatherworking supplies? Because basically all of the materials are going to be region wide. So it doesn't matter what server you buy them on. If you're looking to buy profession equipment, I would definitely recommend using this website called Saddlebag Exchange that I was just talking about. I'll drop a link to it in chat. And this is for recipes, but if you come over to, well, you know what, let me just link you to the best deal section. But if you come down to shopping list, you can search for whatever item you're looking for in specific on saddlebagexchange.com, and it'll tell you what realm has the lowest price on it. Great way to pick up profession equipment. Definitely check a site like this. And if you want to buy it on another realm, you don't need to worry about like leveling a character or anything like that. Just create an allied race. They'll start at level 10. They'll start right in the capital city. You know, use your war bank to transfer gold to that character. Buy the item, stick it in the war bank, and then pull it off on whatever character you want. For Leyline Residue. Yeah, unfortunately, Leyline Residue is on the region-wide auction house, so you can't really get around it by going to another server. What's it running for right now? Are you playing EU or NA? But I do remember Leyline Residue prices spiked like crazy, and I was definitely kicking myself for not having stocked up on it, because I do go through a lot of it. Leyline Residue, here we go. 159 gold. Yeah. I'm definitely kicking myself for not stocking up when it was 21 gold. Because I go through a lot of this. How much have I spent in total? Let's see here. I've spent 603,000 gold on Leyline Residue at an average price of 71 gold, which is still not that bad. But imagine if I had bought that all at 21 gold instead. NA? Yeah, I'm on NA as well. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think there's like a way around it. I think they probably nerfed the drop rate on it or something like that. And that's probably why it is as expensive as it is. But yeah, unfortunately, no real way around that because of the fact that it's a crafting region. It is on the region-wide auction house, which means there's not really much that you can do, unfortunately. Oh, let me drop the link to Saddlebag Exchange in the vertical chat as well. You use your level 70 boost just for an herbalism alt. I mean, not a bad call, to be honest. Gathering alts are never a bad idea, right? I'll be honest. I don't know if I talked about this on stream on Friday, but I think it was on Thursday, I spent a bunch of time actually gathering, which is something I haven't done in like so many expansions. I think I did a little bit of mining at the end of Dragonflight, mainly because I was just bored and I wanted to max out mining on my blacksmith. But usually I don't gather at all just because I don't have the patience for it. And I gotta be honest, I don't get how, maybe it's just because I'm a noob, but I don't get how people like watch TV shows while gathering. Because I know a lot of people say like, oh, I like to like AFK, like I like to like switch off my brain and gather. And it's maybe just because I'm a noob, but I feel like I still had to be pretty active in it. But I guess also it was my first time gathering in like years. And so I'm not still like at the point that I can just like mindlessly do it. But herbalism alt is not a bad idea. I mean, you can definitely get your mats a lot cheaper. And Lord knows if you plan on sticking something like Inscription or Alchemy, both Inscription and Alchemy are stupidly expensive to level up. I'm not going to lie to you. Like that, I mean, I'm sitting on 37 million gold, right? And I say that to mean that I don't generally find things stupidly expensive. I mean, I do every now and then. But like generally, if it's leveling up a profession, I won't blink at investing 100, 200,000 gold into something. And Alchemy and Inscription, this expansion, have been so painful that Inscription I've spent a bit more time just because the money is there. Alchemy, literally every time I've tried to level up an Alchemist, I've sunk like 100 or 200,000 gold into them and then just been like, all right, this is too painful. Like I can't throw more gold into this money pit that is Alchemy. So if you have an herbalist, that's definitely the move because then it'll be a lot less painful to do that. So Mr. Poe, you're saying that you've been playing WoW for 4 years. Fresh, I still didn't experience everything on this game and catch up with the player base. Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, I don't think. I think trying to catch up with. I mean, I've been playing this game for 19 and a half years, right? I started at like after Encourage came out, right? So I've been playing this game for almost 20 years at this point, and I still don't think I'm fully caught up. There's still so much that I haven't done in this game. So don't worry about that. As long as you're having a good time, that's the most important thing. I've said this a bunch of times. Like even when it comes to gold making, whatever you're doing in this game, as long as you're having fun with it, that's the most important thing. I think like the way the World of Warcraft culture is a lot of times is that it's so focused on like min-maxing, like being the best gold maker, doing the most damage, like having the best eye level, doing whatever. Yeah, I think it's important to remember like the main goal of this is still to just have as much fun as possible. So yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about catching up on everything. And the cool thing is like because of, I mean, in some ways, because of the fact that Blizzard is so bad at keeping their old content relevant, you can kind of get caught up with World of Warcraft pretty easily just by playing the latest expansion. Like there's generally not too much to do in the previous expansions. I think they've done a great job with things like time walking and more importantly things like time running. Did you, Mr. Poe, did you play Mists of Pandaria time running? Because that was fun as heck. And if you hadn't played original Mists of Pandaria, if you had played, I mean, I played original Mists of Pandaria and I had an absolute blast. And I'm sure if you hadn't played Mists of Pandaria, it was a great way to experience it as well because it was just so quick and like such a fun time. Firehead, yeah. I gave a super lengthy response to your question, to be honest, but it sounds like you were muted, so I'll recap. If I'll be honest, I probably won't be able to go into as much depth, but if you check out my YouTube channel, you should be able to see the horizontal video, and you should be able to rewind a little bit behind, maybe about like half an hour ago, and you should be able to get the more in depth. But I was saying that if you don't have the, oh no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to rant at someone about all of this like time and energy I've spent in understanding professions. I was saying if you don't have the latest expansion, there's so many ways that you can still make gold and easily enough gold to pay for the expansion as well. If that's what you're interested in, like if that's what you're trying to do. I would say probably if you're doing it for game time, retail isn't your best option because I just realized that if you don't have the latest expansion, you may also just be trying to figure out a way to pay for your game time super cheap. For game time, I think Cataclysm Classic is probably the quickest that you'll be able to get like tokens for game time. But if you want tokens for Battle.net Balance and you don't have the latest expansion, I was saying one thing that you can do super easily is just go through all the old expansions and learn the old school recipes. This character is a great example for that because you'll see that I have every single... This dude has tailoring and leatherworking, and you'll see for every single expansion, even expansions that I hadn't played this character in, I went back and learned a bunch of these recipes. And the reason why is if you look at items like this, right? The profit on this costs 500 gold to make, and I can sell these for 5,000 gold, or 6,000 gold, rather. Oh, thank you so much for all of the subs on YouTube. Boo. Dennis Brugman, thank you. But yeah, so I was saying one great market you could get into if you don't have... Hey, King Flame, I'll come to your question in just a second. I just want to wrap up with Firehead. So one thing is definitely crafting Old World Transmog. These items, there's generally not too much competition. They are very slow sellers, but the margins are stupidly high. And what I was saying was that what I would do is I would craft a couple of these on my main server, and then create like level 10 allied races on a bunch of different servers that you can sell them on, just so that you're diversifying how many servers you're selling them on, and you have a higher likelihood of selling, more of these. The thing with this is it does require a lot of posting. I mean, the nice thing is that you can probably get away with doing this like once every 48 hours. Post it up on a server, list it for 48 hours, use something like Trade Skill Master to post them in bulk. And I do have a guide for Trade Skill Master coming out soon. I need to work on it. I've been saying this for weeks, to be fair, but I promise I'll get to it really soon. The other thing you can do is if you don't have the latest expansion as well, I was saying you can... I'm fairly certain you can still use the crafting order system from Valdrakken, and you'll just basically come over to the crafting order vendor, find some people in trade chat who are able to craft some of the items that I'm talking about, like things like the crafted PvP gear or the crafted profession equipment. Cut them a little bit of a tip, and you'll still be able to sell those at a fairly major profit. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be lying if I said that the absolute best way to make gold right now isn't having the latest expansion. So I think my goal would still be to make enough gold to be able to buy the expansion with tokens. Like, I think that is the better long-term advice, or like the better short-term goal. But in the interim, yeah, I would say find crafters in trade chat that can craft items that you know have good margins. Things like the profession equipment, right? And I think you should be able, even if you don't have the latest expansion, I'm not sure if you would be able to see like the numbers behind this, but you can probably, calculate them on the back end, or like find a spreadsheet or something like that. You're saying you've been making a bit of gold through transmog and selling twink gear. Yeah, transmog is a great old world sort of way of going about it. What else could you do? I mean, I'm sure there's probably something you could boost. Oh, one of the things that I've spent a decent amount of gold on is figure out how you can take people through mounts. Sort of figure out what you enjoy doing in the game. I really enjoy collecting mounts, right? And so one of the guys that I paid like 200,000 gold, literally all he did was like, he met me at the mall and then took me through all the different quests I needed to do to get the Hand of Nilgameth mount. This one. Where is it? Why is it not showing up? This one. Which is actually not that complicated. It's not that difficult or anything like that. It's not that difficult. It is pretty complicated. And so I was more than happy to pay someone 200,000 gold for like literally half an hour of his time, because he just literally took me through the entire thing. So things like that may work as well. Those could be good for like little chunks of gold. And I mean, 200,000 gold is a token right there, right? So you're already $15. I mean, you sell 4 of those and you've already got the new expansion. What else could you do without so I was saying cross realm trading. The link I sent earlier in the YouTube chat for Saddlebag Exchange, what I would do is I would first hit up this website, pick a category, like pick some items that you want to sell, right? And you don't need to have the latest version you don't need to have the latest expansion to do this at all. But you can, if you follow the link I sent, head into best deals, set up your region from the settings up here, and then you can basically search for either ultra cheap deals or fast selling items. Whatever category you feel most comfortable with. I'm particularly partial to the War Within recipes, just because I buy a lot of recipes, and so that's why I got into this for. But as an example, we hit search here. You can just create a level 10 alt on one of these servers, and you'll be able to pick up the pattern for the PvP cloth gloves, and it'll cost you 4,000 gold, and it's selling for an average of 19,000 gold across all servers. And so, yeah, I mean, these are great examples, right? Design, binding, and binding. These are slightly higher investment amounts, but you can also filter, depending on what your balance is. I mean, Ignition Satchel. Dude, 2,900 gold, and it's selling for 10,000. I want this recipe. Oh, I kind of want to log on to a tune and do this right now. But you'll find a whole bunch of examples like this. You can do it for recipes. You can do it for all sorts of things. We had someone in chat the other day who was making millions just doing this with the BOEs, like I don't think quite raid BOEs. Maybe, I think it was raid BOEs, like LFR, normal mode, and heroic raid BOEs, that they were just sniping really cheap on different servers and then selling on these high pop servers where you have the prog guilds, and they were making millions just doing that. You do not need the latest expansion for that, right? So that's what I would say is, if whatever way you enjoy making gold, you can do it without the latest expansion. It's just going to be a little bit less efficient, and I think longer term your goal should be to get the latest expansion. Anyway, enough of that rant. King Flamelot, you just stumbled in. You're wondering if I think blue profession tools for mining are worth it. Honestly, I'll be honest with you here. I'm not a great person to ask about gathering professions, because I don't spend too much time gathering. So I don't think it would be super wise of me to offer guidance on it, just because it's something I don't do. So I'm not super familiar, and I wouldn't want to give you any bad advice. You know what I mean? But yeah. But I think most likely it should be, because from what I've seen is a lot of people, I'll say this much. It seems like a lot of gatherers are pushing to get their blue profession equipment. So my gut instinct would be yes. And if you're going to be gathering, I'm of the opinion that you want to make your time as efficient as possible. So if I was to gather, I would definitely be doing things like getting the, you know, again, I don't know. I'm hesitant to. Oh, thank you for the YouTube sub. Yeah, I mean, the problem is I'm tempted to speculate because I don't want to not give you an answer, but at the same time I don't want to like so that I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to give you some bad advice because if you lose gold, that's the worst case scenario for me. Like, but yeah, I would say check out some of the gold making, check out some of the gathering gold making guides. I know K-Chak has a great guide. I'm a big fan of K-Chak. I mean, he's a WoW billionaire, right? Like, who better take advice from? But he has a great guide to gathering that I think answers questions like that as well. You've been server hopping a bit and found 100K worth of twin gear for 2K. Ooh, good stuff. Good stuff. I would say just look at the same thing for the current expansion, right? Profession equipment is also great for this. In a lot of cases, I mean, keep in mind, I'm crafting this profession equipment. That may not actually be the smartest way of going about it. I could probably find a server that has that profession equipment selling for cheaper than my crafting cost. And it would probably, I would make more gold if I just bought up all of those and sold them on another server. Another item that's great for that is bags. If you can if you can find cheap bags on a high pop server and sell them on a low pop server, it's a great way to make a good amount of gold as well. Because at the end of Dragonflight, I was trying to sell bags on a bunch of different servers, right? Thinking Remix had just ended, everyone would want banks for their alts. And I very quickly realized that actually if I went to the right servers, I could buy bags on those servers for cheaper than it was costing me to craft them. So the bags on these other servers were cheaper for me to buy on those servers than it was for me to craft them. And also then I didn't have to waste a bunch of time crafting. I'd take somebody saying I don't know over somebody trying to tell me something he's not experienced in. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. Real Sir Flamelot. What's up, Ducky Sensei? Welcome to the stream. For someone that doesn't want to do all this multi-server shite, can you still make good bank per week? Oh, for sure. I was hoping for about 250K a week, roughly. I just want to play my bills from rating. Oh, easily. I'll show you. I can show you a very simple example. Because of the fact that I play on Illidan, which is the one of, if not the highest pop US servers, and as a result is arguably one of the most competitive. And I don't even bother cancel scanning on profession equipment and for like leveling gear and stuff like that. And this guy brings in way more than that, way more than 250K a week, just crafting the green profession equipment. I happen to have a bunch of alts, and I mainly play this game for crafting, and so I have it for all the professions. But I would say pick up something like tailoring. And I covered the build a little bit earlier on the stream, so I see you're watching on YouTube. You can probably skip back maybe about an hour, play around a little bit. But basically, I'll show you the build that I'm talking about, the simplest build. I should probably ask, do you have any professions already? If you don't have any professions, tailoring is by far the easiest to get into. I would start off with, putting 5 points into Threads of Devotion, then putting some points into, unlocking Weathering Wear, and then maxing out hats, and then work your way backwards. And just start churning out these 4 green profession equipments. You'll learn them off of the trainer, so super easy to get. They only need about 250 skill to craft them at rank 5. Which is super easy to get to as well. You don't even need to be maxed out on tailoring or have any of the blue professional equipment. I happen to have it because it makes me that like 3 gold more per craft. And as you can see, at any given point, I'm crafting like hundreds of these. So those little golds add up. But you don't need to do any of that. And let's hop over to my banker alt who's doing this. I mean, just in the past 2 days. And again, this is reposting maybe once, 88,500 gold, and that's not min-maxed at all. If you're posting more often, or if you're doing anything like cancel scanning or anything like that to ensure you're selling, you'll do even better. Like your numbers will look even better than this. All right, gang, I'm going to take a quick little break. The timer will say 5 minutes. I will try and make the break a little bit shorter than that. But welcome in everyone else. Jeez, I love how many people we have on YouTube and on Twitch and on everywhere. What's up? Welcome in everyone. If you're enjoying the stream, please consider dropping a sub, follow, like, subscribe, you know, all the different things. Y'all know how the internet works. I don't need to explain this. Consider doing all the things, please, and drop a message in chat. Let me know what's up. Let me know if you guys have any questions. As you guys can see, I had a plan for the stream, and then I've spent the majority of the stream instead of answering questions, which I love. I love it because it saves me having to rant to myself about things. All right, let's take a quick little break and I'll come back. Stiphilia's 101. Welcome to the stream. I see your question. I'm sorry. I need to pee real badly. I'll be honest with you all. All right. So I will answer your question the second I'm back from break. I'm so sorry. But hang tight. I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you, everyone. Like I said, consider dropping a like, a subscribe, a comment, drop a message in the chat. Let me know what's up. Or be like that guy earlier in the stream who was just like, how did this terrible stream end up onto my on my feed? Which is objectively hilarious to me because not only did he stay long enough to find out that my stream was terrible according to him, but then also bothered to like pick up his phone and leave a comment, which is never not going to be funny to me. Anyway, quick break. I'm gonna go pee and then we'll be back. And Siflia, I will answer your question for sure. All right, see you in a sec. All right, and we are back just in the nick of time. Almost got flamed. What's up, everyone? Hello, everyone on YouTube. Hello, everyone on the vertical stream, on the horizontal stream. Hello, Twitch viewers. What's up? Drop a message in chat, everyone. Let me know how it's going. Today's stream, we are basically just going over everything gold making, which is what I basically do on every stream. But this one especially so. And I love how many people are asking questions in chat because it gives me a lot more to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just kind of talking to myself, which is... hopefully enjoyable for some. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Real Sir Flame-A-Lot. Bro, you're super nice and sympathetic. It's fun watching you answer questions and the amount of passion you have just from that. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. That warms my heart to hear that. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. All right, and then in the vertical stream, we have Stifla. Am I saying that right? Stifla's 101. Let me know in chat if you're still here. You're saying, my main server is Frostmourne OCE. I would like to know how server hopping to play the AH works. Oh, sure. I would say, honestly, check out my stream from Friday because I go in depth there. But to give you the quick Spark notes, essentially all you need to do... You know what? Actually, let's hop over and do that real quick. I'll show you guys exactly how simple it is. Because Frostmourne is basically the Australian Illidan. For those of you who don't play North American servers, it's basically the most populated Australian server, if I'm not mistaken, and so margins are super tight there. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is just, select a different realm from up here. And I'm sorry if I'm sorry if you already know this. I'm just being very, very thorough in the explanation. Hit the realm button there, right? Pick a server that you want to sell on. A great way to identify a server to sell on is using something like Undermine Exchange or Saddleback Exchange, right? To find servers that have good prices for the items you're trying to sell. And I would look at what the population statistics are like to figure out if there'll be enough demand. But essentially then what you're going to want to do is create an allied race. I'm partial to Volpera. And I really like Volpera for banker alts just because they get an extra 8 free bag slots, which is super handy. Plus they start right in Orgrimmar. And... yeah, I would pick a mage just because they have blink at level 10. But it's really up to you. It doesn't make a difference because the spot in Orgrimmar that I park all of my banker alts at, you can say mounted the entire time. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the GOAT spot. Oh, geez, sorry. I don't even have the right screen up. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully you guys know how to change realms. If not, let me know and I'll redo it. But basically, this is where I park all my banker alts, right? As a Volpera, you'll spawn here in the Valley of Honor. All you need to do is drag and ride over here to the Valley of Wisdom, and then you can mount up. And this spot right here is great because you have the auction house right here. You have the guild bank right there, and guild banks are now region wide. So if you have your own guild like I do, then you can use that. The banker is right here, so your bank and your war bank, right, is accessible here, and you have a mailbox right here. Plus you have a vendor and repairs here. So this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the GOAT spot for banker alts, especially for cross-region trading. And generally what I'll do is, so I mean, this is one of those characters, right? This is a fresh level 10. I did stick some larger bags on him just because he was making gold. But to give you an indication of sort of how much gold you can make with cross-realm trading. Let's pull up Journalator, which is my little add-on here. In the past month, I've made about 44 million gold in auction sales, right? Keep in mind the profit numbers on this aren't entirely correct because I have 2 accounts and Journalator only tracks each account separately. So it's not, this isn't actually 28 million gold in profit. I wish it was, but I'll be honest with y'all, it isn't. But let me exclude Illidan, which is my home realm here. And so you'll see I've made about 1.3 million gold across all of these other servers. And that's without me checking this actively. On Friday's stream, we went through each of these characters and most of them I hadn't logged on in like 17 days. So don't do that. Be on top of your auctions. But yeah, then it's as simple as dumping a bunch of items that you want to sell on these other servers into your war bank, right? And opening up that same war bank on one of these characters. You can see on this server, which is Shadow Council. All right, I don't know how I picked this from, but on Shadow Council alone, I've made about 528,000 gold in sales, right? And I think we had the other servers up here as well. Let's see by character here. Heck, on Frostmourne, I made about 35,000 gold. Yeah, so I mean, it's like pick some servers and yeah. Let's open up these auctions real quick and let's see how much gold this guy has in his mailbox. But yeah, I've not been spending nearly as much time as I should be on cross-realm trading, and I've still been seeing really, really good results with it. Because you got to keep in mind that 1.3 million gold in revenue may not sound like a lot until you realize that actually my crafting cost for probably all of those items was anywhere from, I would be surprised if it was any more than maybe 300,000 or 400,000 gold. Because the margins, if you're doing it on non-full servers, can be stupid sometimes, where it's like 400, 500, even higher percentage. Especially for this profession equipment, because on a full pop server like Illidan or Frostmourne and stuff like that, usually there's not too much profit in things like profession equipment because the market's a little bit saturated. Which is not to say you won't make gold. I've made a lot of gold on my full pop server as well selling these items, but the margins are just generally tend to be a little bit higher on some of these lesser populated servers. Okay, so this is not a huge amount, but about 13,000 gold here. And that's also because of the fact that I'm checking this guy after 3 days, and I haven't updated my Trade Skill Master groups to post for 24 hours, which is what I should do because I'm not checking this guy every 12 hours. But I'm only posting everything for 12 hours. So a lot of this inventory is spending way more time in my mailbox than it should be doing. So I would say if you're doing this cross-realm trading, if you're checking it every 12 hours, then post for 12 hours. Otherwise, post for 24 hours. It's a much better call. I actually have just been lazy and not updated all of my Trade Skill Master groups. But I need to do those, I need to update them to post for 24 hours instead, especially for these realms. Potentially as much as even 48 hours, right? Because the main reason I'm not selling on these realms is just because my auctions are expiring too quick. I mean, right now I'm posting things up. It's 8 a.m. server time. And that means they're going to fall off at 8 p.m. server time. Which is just like right in the middle of peak. So right when customers would be wanting to buy it, the auctions are expiring instead of getting sold. But Stifla, is that helpful? Any questions or anything else I can explain a little bit better? I know it wasn't the best of explanations. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth guide, check out my stream from Friday, or sometime this week I will actually get around to editing that down into like a shorter, like maybe 5 or 10 minute video that explains all of my like pro tips for cross-realm trading. Okay, let's quickly repost here. We were supposed to do leatherwork and crafting, and we're now like 2 hours into stream. But like I said, I absolutely love answering you guys' questions. Like, it helps me a lot because, like I said, I have a bunch of things that I want to talk about, but I'm not always certain if it's necessarily interesting or helpful to everyone. And so it really helps me out when you guys ask me questions in chat. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who's dropped a message in chat. And if you are watching and you haven't dropped a message, let me know. Feel free to drop some questions, and as you guys can hopefully see, I'm more than happy to answer any questions and even blow up my own markets. Like I said, I'm happy with the amount of gold I have right now, and so I'd much rather help all of you lovely people make gold than make some more gold for myself. Because I've said it before. I mean, I've said it earlier on this stream as well. I think the War Within is absolutely the best expansion for gold making. Not just for hardcore gold makers and people who waste all of their time, you know, in Trade Skill Master and sitting in the capital city just doing auction house goblin stuff. But also for the casual player. The concentration system is great. The catch-up systems that Blizzard has put in for professions is amazing and is a huge improvement over Dragonflight, where basically if you fell behind by like a week or two, there were some markets that you would not have been able to compete in for the rest of the expansion, which is never a fun time, right? So I think the fact that they have that catch-up mechanism in place and that concentration allows everyone to sort of make some gold is amazing. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Ayokum. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Let me know in chat if you have any questions or any professions you'd like me to deep dive in. We covered tailoring so far. We spent a little bit of time earlier on in the stream talking about leatherworking. We spent some time discussing engineering as well. And engineering's also been a nice little gold mine for me. Nice little gold maker, rather. All right, let's pull out the sold items here. Oh, and you know what else we need to do? So this is my guild bank. The add-on here for the interface probably looks a little bit messy to some people, but I kind of prefer being able to see all of my guild bank tabs in one page, which is yeah, super nice. But the add-on is called Baginator. It's by the same guy who makes, same person, Plus Mouse, who makes Auctionator and who makes Journalator, and yeah, they're pretty dope. Like, I'm a big fan of all of their add-ons. Masalu, you're working on engineering right now. Ringing Deep's to 12 renown. Yep, I finally managed to get all my renown farm, by the way. Oh, thank you so much for the subscribes, Corrupted Chris and Kevin A. Very much appreciate that. Am I missing anyone? All right, so all we're doing here is we're just using Trade Skill Master to basically restock our bags. Unfortunately, the reason that I didn't really touch on this is because the Trade Skill Master like inventory management system, for whatever reason, doesn't work with warbanks. At least it didn't the last time I checked. I'm not sure if they've updated it so that it now does support it. If you have tried it, or if you know any better, let me know in chat. But that's why I've not really figured out how to cover this. If it worked. Oh, thank you so much for the subscribe, dwarfs. Thank you. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Drop a message in chat if you guys have any questions about anything, by the way, because I do have a tendency to just start ranting about things, but of course, my goal with doing the stream and all isn't just to hear the sound of my voice. Despite what my wife tells me, it's genuinely because I want to help you guys. So if any of the information I'm giving isn't helpful, then we're both wasting time here. All right, I need to catch up on Twitch chat. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I've posted everything on here. Yeah, like I said, the problem is I haven't updated these groups. And so it's still posting 5 of everything, which I don't really want to do for these random servers. All right. Then to try to make R3 serrated cogwheels with R2 mats and make profit. Yeah, that sounds solid. Cogwheels, I haven't really tinkered around. Get it? Because it's engineering. I haven't really messed around too much with cogwheels, but I'm sure there's a decent amount of gold in them. What makes engineering so great? I skilled into profession equipment heavily, but I'm too lazy to advertise myself in trade chat. Ooh, okay, perfect. I mean, that's exactly what I did with my engineer to begin with, is I went the profession equipment build. Let's, I'm wondering if I should log over to him. Here's a great example. So I'll say 2 things. First of all, craft the green profession equipment. The green profession equipment, I mean, I'm not sure if you've noticed here, but a lot of these items that I have here, I think this one as well, right? Yeah, a lot of the items that are in my guild bank right now, the miner's bismuth hoard, the bismuth miner's headgear, right? These have all been huge gold makers for me. And So yeah, I mean, that alone, you know, sell these on a bunch of different servers, sell them on your home server. These will all sell really, really well. The bismuth brainwave projectors, I mean, the margins on these are stupid, right? Because they're super cheap to craft, especially if you craft your own. If you craft your own parts as well, you can even expand the margins even further on them, which is nice. In terms of finding crafting orders, there's this great add-on called Craft Scan, which is this one right here. And what it will do is it will search your chat for you. That will, oh, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I missed the message. This is the problem with trying to do this on stream, is doing customer service and trying to stay engaging on stream don't really work super well. But this add-on called Craft Scan is great because basically what you'll do is you will enable it in your professions and then it will search your chat log. It'll search trade chat for anyone who's looking for an item that you can craft on any of your characters. And then it'll pop up this little notification here and you can click on it. So the character I'm logged onto right now doesn't have engineering, but the add-on picked up that someone was asking for an Acarite miner's headgear, which my engineer can craft. And so all I have to do is click and it will let them know that I can craft it for them. I mean, literally, as we're talking, the reason I'm a little bit distracted right now is because I'm finding another customer. But we were taking a look at this a second ago, and my engineer alone in the past week has made 52,000 gold off of engineering crafted profession equipment. And that's not even... sorry, 1 second. Sorry, that's not even using concentration. And the dirty little secret is I haven't even maxed out the profession equipment tree. So I'm having to kick another 5,000 in for some of these. If people don't use all rank 3 mats, I have to throw one of the like unraveled instructions or any of the items that, okay, we're you know what, I'll show you the setup right away because we have someone sending us a crafting order for 15,000 gold. And as you saw, I wasn't advertising or anything like that. I was literally in a different window, and I just heard that pop in the background. And so now we're making we're getting an extra 10,000 gold profit right there. So I would say definitely get Craft Scan. I cannot recommend the add-on highly enough. I would do a full run through, but honestly, we did a full run through on Friday's stream, and I'm going to be editing that down as well. But if you're interested, you can check out Friday's stream. You know what? I can give you a timestamp. 20 minutes into Friday's stream. Is when I did my little guide to Craft Scan. If you don't want to wait till the edited version comes out. What's up, Bipolar Taco? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? You just started War Within and you're liking it so far. You can't wait to get back into gold making. You've never been good at it, but it's still fun. Oh yeah, this is the perfect stream for you then. I've never been good at anything in this game. I describe myself as being the most aggressively mid player in the world of Warcraft. And that's kind of what I want this stream to show. Or that's what I want my content to show, that you really don't need to be min-max. You don't need to be doing sweaty things. You don't need to be the best, crafter. You don't need to have done things like the Artisan's Acuity Shuffle or like, any of those things. You can be aggressively mid and still make stupid amounts of gold. So this was the engineer that I was talking about. Let's go ahead and pick up this guy's order, or this person's order rather. 485. Dang it. So close. All right. Well, we've claimed the order, so we can now... I can delay a little bit by doing things. Oh, thank you for the follow, Fatlow2B. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Drop a message and shout. Let me know how it's going. But this guy isn't even fully spec'd into profession equipment. I do have 40 points in the base node, 30 points into profession gear, but I'm only 10 points into here, and I'm still going to make 10 grand off of the crafting order that we just accepted, right? And again, I'm not even advertising for this. Well, I'm not advertising for it, and it is currently 9:20 a.m. server time. So about as off peak as it can get, right? I don't know who else is on here, but you're good. But yeah, you skilled 15 into headgear. God knows why. Oh, that's not a bad thing though. I'll be honest with you. Out of all of the crafted PvP gear, I feel like the engineering one is the weakest, but you can still make a decent bit of gold with it, where you can very easily... Sorry, 1 second. You can very easily craft a bunch of those and list them on a bunch of different servers and make a little bit of gold with that. Are either of these characters? No, none of these characters are logged in. All right, let's just buy one of these. But yeah, so I mean, okay, the fact that I don't have my knowledge points fully spec'd out, you won't have to spend the 4,500 gold that you just saw me spend to buy this item that'll give me 20 bonus skill. Because if you're fully spec'd into profession equipment, then you don't need one of these items. I was kind of a little bit dumb and didn't fully max it out because I wasn't doing any crafting orders on this guy. So I didn't bother maxing out the profession equipment spec, and now he's getting a bunch of crafting orders. And so I look, I'd rather have 10 grand or 12 grand rather. And if I throw one of these resourcefulness items on here, 12.7k is pretty decent, right? Considering I'm not even fully spec'd for this. It's pretty sweet. It's hard to argue with that. Let's make sure I have my resourcefulness tool up. I do, and for some reason, Craftsum has decided not to equip. Oh, I didn't need to spend that gold. Oh, that's dumb. Dude, Craftsum is amazing, except for when it isn't. Because damn it, I only need the 5 gold, the 5 skill item. Okay, so I just spent 4.2 grand for absolutely nothing. My profit margin on this is going to be 16,725 gold. And again, for clicking 2 buttons. I downloaded this add-on. I clicked this when I saw it pop up, and I hit this button, and then the person sent me the add-on. I wasn't even logged onto my engineer. But that's literally all it took. And that's 16,000 gold in straight profit. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not using concentration. I'm guaranteeing rank 5 on this, with literally just one of these items. If I had actually put all of my points into crafting professional equipment the way I should have, I wouldn't have even had to spend the like 200 gold that I had to put into this. Boom, done. We didn't proc resourcefulness, but 15,000 commission is hard to argue with, especially considering it took about 3 minutes, right? And again, I didn't even set this guy up with profession equipment thinking that he would do crafting orders. I fully expected that I would not do a single crafting order this entire expansion. I mean, not a single one, but I didn't expect to do like any meaningful amount of them. And I certainly didn't expect to be making like 15 grand commissions off of them. I set him up with profession equipment just because I wanted to craft profession equipment for my alts and to sell on all of the different servers. Could you type the add-on into chat, add-on name into chat once real quick? Yeah, for sure. Here, let me say, I'll do you one better. I'll give you a link to copy add-on link. I'll give you a link directly to the Curse Forge page for it, so it's that much easier. So that's Craft Scan, and there's another add-on called Craft Sim. What's up, Ayakum? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so Craft Sim is this whole very complicated looking add-on that you're seeing all of these different windows for all over my screen. I do need to put together a guide for it because it is, I think, the most powerful add-on for gold making in this expansion. It basically just does a boatload of math for you, which will save you hopefully a lot of time and energy and confusion. I do need to put together a guide to it, and it's been on my to-do list for ages. Anyone who's watched my stream before knows that I feel like I talk about this every stream. I will try my best to put together a guide this week. But let's do this. If you have any questions about it, I'm more than happy to explain. I'll drop a link to that as well. Oh, you're catching up on YouTube at 2x. Oh, it's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that. It at least sounds like I'm giving enough value that it's actually worth catching up on. Okay, you've got Twitch muted. Fair enough. Okay, so I'll drop the link to CraftSim as well. This is the CraftSim add-on. You know what? I'll do a quick little. Okay, so you're saying you've got Twitch muted. I don't know if you can hear what I'm saying right now then. Let me know in chat. Ayakum, can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying right now, because then I'll do a quick little intro to Craftsum. If not, then just whenever you catch up to this part of it, let me know in chat, and I'll do a quick little overview of it. But yeah, so that's what I was saying on engineering. Sir Flamelot, is that helpful? I can show you a couple more things that I'm doing with engineering for gold making, because there are a couple of other little things that I've found that have been making me a decent bit of gold in the past couple of days that I think are worth touching on, right? And like I said, I'm never afraid to blow up a market for myself, because I at this stage I would much rather create valuable content than make myself a couple million more gold, right? And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like I genuinely, I would much rather help people at this stage. Because I'm already not spending, like all the gold I have, I basically just reinvest into making more gold already. I don't really have a bunch of things that I spend gold on. I usually in previous expansions, I would spend it on like mythic carries for mounts, right? And things like that. But honestly, Dragonflight, I didn't bother doing that. And even in the War Within, I'm not really certain how much I'm going to do that. I think at this stage, I'm kind of just earning gold to earn gold because I enjoy earning gold, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm not afraid to like blow up any of my spots. But okay, engineering, if you went into the goggles, you said, right? So the goggles, honestly, these blue ones have been selling well for me. I did not expect them to, because I was like, everyone can craft these. Why would anyone buy any of these? And I'll keep it 100 with you here. I'm not selling a whole bunch of these, but I sell a few of them. And generally, I mean, not on Illidan. Illidan is a terrible server to sell most equipment type things. But on the other servers, these do sell. So I would definitely craft some of these, and they're super cheap to craft as well, right? They're like 500 gold each. I would take a look and identify some servers on which they're selling for more from, right? You can use Saddlebag Exchange or Undermine Exchange to see prices on other servers. And I would identify some servers and sling these up. Similarly, the crafted PvP gear does sell. It does sell. And here's the nice thing is you can also sell crafting orders for them. And I made a little bit of gold with that as well. And in a lot of cases, you can probably snag these recipes pretty cheap. The engineering ones show up super, super cheap. Just because no one wants them, right? Everyone thinks that they're not going to do it. Like that engineering, crafted PvP gear is trash here. And as a result, there's not that many people crafting them. I mean, we're on Illidan and there's barely any auctions listed, right? 3 auctions. There's only 3 competitors for this, which means you can probably list this every 24 hours and it's going to be a while until you get undercut. But again, I wouldn't sell this on Illidan. You can see this at rank 5 is selling for 500 gold on Illidan. The region market value average is 4,438 gold. Heck, the region sale average is around 2,000 gold. So you can easily sell these for a lot more on other servers. And again, you can post these up for 48 hours. You're not going to have much in the way of competition. You may be the only person selling this on that server, and you may get some sales. Because you got to think about it this way, right? If you're an engineer and you're playing on a low pop server, if you don't know how to buy things on other servers, you're probably going to think, look, either I spend 20,000 gold to buy the recipe for this item, and then I have to craft it as well. So I have to spend 20,000 gold. I have to level up my engineering. I have to get engineering profession equipment, right? I have to spend points and all of that stuff in order to get this item. Or I pay, some random dude 20K for it, right? Most people are going to just pay 20K to be done if that's all they need for their main, right? If they've literally just picked it up because they want to have a tinker slot on their helm, let's say, or for their PvP or whatever. Right, this is what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do is they're just gonna pay you 20K or whatever to buy one of them, as opposed to, even though it may be cheaper for them on paper to pick up the recipe, learn it, like it's just a lot more hassle. And if what they want to do is PvP, then 20 grand is a lot easier to do than figuring out all the complications of this. The other reason I really like that I've always been a big fan of the crafted PvP gear, like Dragonflight. It made me so much gold. Right, all of the different crafted PvP gears. The War Within versions are even better because of a couple of different things. First of all, they now have it for every single slot. In Dragonflight, we couldn't craft PvP weapons. In the War Within, you can craft PvP weapons. And these, like just this rifle, is the only crafted PvP weapon that I've done so far. And this has sold really well for me as well. Let's see if I can pull up how many we've sold. But I know it sells well, and I know it sells pretty pricey. Because as a fresh level 80, if you can get a 606 eye level gun for your hunter, you're going to do that, right? Like for PvP, it's a no-brainer. You'd easily, who wouldn't spend anywhere from like I mean, it's saying 2 grand, but realistically on Illidan as well, it's selling for 8,000 gold right now, right? And people will spend that. Let's see here. Rifle, 65,000 gold. And that's, again, very casually posting these. I haven't been on top of it. And I got the recipe for 6 gold. I spent 6 gold on the recipe. Each of these items cost me 2,000 gold to craft. And so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, so that's 18,000 gold in crafting costs. 40,000 gold. 40,000 gold in profit, and this is without me posting. And these are all on Illidan. So my point stands even further, right? On a high pop server, without canceling and reposting or like undercutting anyone or anything like that, I made 40,000 gold on this item with an investment of 6 gold because I had an engineer that isn't even spec for it. I mean, you saw my engineering build here, right? I don't have a single point in guns or even in calibrated chaos. So yeah, I mean, pick up these recipes, craft them, wing them up on the auction house. You'll probably sell. The other reason I like it, sorry, I didn't finish explaining why I love the PvP recipes for this expansion specifically. In Dragonflight, there was a new recipe every season, so you had to get a new recipe every season. And so if it was near the end of the, every season you sort of started from scratch. In the War Within, Blizzard has confirmed that this recipe will just update. So that recipe that I bought for 6 gold. I can now craft this rifle every single season of the War Within without spending a single more gold. Because this recipe next season will update to next season's version of it. Or I think they'll basically just add in more optional reagents that'll convert it to the season 2 version. Either way, even if you were to spend a good bit more than 6 gold on this recipe, you have a lot more. You have the full expansion to make that gold back. Whereas in Dragonflight, if you didn't make if you didn't turn a profit on these recipes within the first season, you just weren't going to break even on it, right? Like season 2, no one was going to buy the season 1 version of it, and that recipe was basically useless to you. It means you get fewer knowledge points, but honestly, with the crafting order system, with the patron crafting order system, I don't think knowledge points are going to be too big of an issue. In any case. The other reason I love the crafted PvP gear is that it's the same gear that people will upgrade later on. So in Dragonflight, if you bought the green version, you would just get rid of the item whenever you got better heraldry or like these crest things, right? The PvP crests. In the War Within, if you're a PvPer, you may as well buy this the second you ding level 80. Because you're going to need to buy one or get one crafted at some point anyway when you want to upgrade it to the 626 or the 639. And so, yeah, if you're a PvPer, I mean, unless you're going to, get the Conquest version or something like that. If you're an Honor type PvPer, I do not know anything about PvP though, so I may be sounding like a complete moron here. But my point is that people can recraft this multiple times. And so as a result, I just assume that everyone's going to want one of these to begin with, or at least a lot of people are going to want one. Tinkers this expansion are super bad from what you've seen, kind of sad. I haven't actually looked into Tinkers at all. Are they super mid? You were saying Tinkers or Cogwheels? Or was Scope Killer saying Cogwheels? I remember someone was talking about Cogwheels earlier in the stream, I think. Sir Flamelot, let me know. Well, no, sorry, you are saying Tinkers. What are the Tinkers? As in the embellishments? No, those aren't Tinkers, right? Tinkers are these ones. The safety components? No. Tinkers. Oh, sorry, these ones. Oh, I'm such a moron. Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't. The reason I don't know is because I just haven't spent that much time on them right now. Like this expansion. And the main reason why is because it just doesn't seem like there's too much gold in them, which is what you were saying, right? Are there any other? Are there literally only 2 Tinkers? Because I'm not seeing any others in this list either. So there's only 2 Tinkers. You know why though? Because I think the bulk of the Tinkers are just the Dragonflight Tinkers that you get back. Exactly. So if you max out Scrapper, then you just get Dragon Isles. Blizzard is so sneaky. The engineering team was just like, come up with new Tinkers. Let's just like stick it in and tell people that we'll give them an upgraded version of the Dragonflight Tinkers. Dude, I love it. I love it. I love how lazy that was on Blizzard's end to be like, we'll give them 2 new Tinkers. The rest, we'll make it sound really cool. We'll put it deep into one of the talent trees that they'll just get a War Within version of Dragonflight Tinkers. I don't know why that's so funny to me. But yeah, Tinkers, the thing is, I know that I've seen this on some of the BIS lists. I think I have. And so let's take a quick little look here. Let's equip our multi-craft tool, because this can proc multi-craft. Because I want to see if we were to focus 100% on these Tinkers, is there a world in which we can make this profitable? Because the answer may very well be no. But I'm generally of the belief that every single item out there. What's up, Ryan Moore? Welcome to the stream. You're saying professions are doo-doo and everything is a loss? No, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Every single item, there is a way to make profit with it. It's just about figuring out how. So these Tinkers are a good example. We'll see if we can figure it out. But right, 40 points in devices, 40 points in inventing. Sure, those make sense. You'd probably need to put points into Tinkers, right, to be able to compete on this, right? So let's say we put 30 points in here. I think I know what's going on here, and I'll explain what in a second. I think basically the demand for these just isn't that high. Yeah, if you see the region average daily sold here is 7.3, which means very few of these are selling on a daily basis, and that means that the concentration crafters are the ones who are making profits on this, right? So if I use all rank 1 materials, I don't even need to spend points in Tinkers. I can do this on my current engineer the way I'm spec'd right now. I can use all rank 1 mats and use concentration, and about every day to day and a half, I can churn out one of these at rank 3 just using concentration and rank 1 materials. And if I really want to have fun with this, I can throw something like mirror powder, which will give you more multi-craft on it as well. And so then I have an even higher chance of proccing multi-craft on it. Right, and then I have multi-craft on my tool as well, and so there you can see, right? So every day or two, I can make myself about 8,500 gold with one of these, and realistically, I'm fine doing that. It wouldn't make sense for me to spec into doing this, because if I could bulk churn these out at rank 3, I probably still wouldn't be able to sell, like with things like spell threads or like the things that I have gone into bulk production for. I only do that for items I know that I can sell like 100, 200 of them on a daily basis for. For an item like this, I would never bother going into it, because even if I could craft 20 of them right now, guaranteed rank 3 with rank 3 materials, I'm not going to be able to sell them, right? It's going to take me ages to sell them, and in that time, there's a good chance that the prices will drop for those mats. I mean, as an example, to guarantee these at rank 3, it would cost me 179,000 gold. Sorry, without concentration. And that would require me to be fully spec'd. Let's see here. Yeah, 175,000 gold. Yeah, no shot. This is all concentration. This is just people crafting on concentration. But Ryan Moore, help you here a bit. Give me a specific example of a profession, and I'll show you exactly how either I'm making gold with it or what I would do to make gold with it right now. Because that's absolutely my favorite thing. If for those of you guys who've watched my stream in the past, you know that this is what I absolutely love doing, is sitting here coming up with like hypothetical builds. If I had spent nearly as much time actually executing the things I talk about on stream, instead of just explaining to you guys how you can make gold with them, I would be even richer than I am right now. But hey, I'm sitting at like 37.5 million gold, so I'm not complaining too much. Maybe more, actually. We haven't done the mailbox opening for today. You were looking for a calculator exactly like that, Sir Flamelot, where you can simulate different knowledge trees in order to optimize for profit. Yep, CraftSim. CraftSim is your add-on right here. CraftSim, I cannot say enough good things about it. I will warn you, if you're a data nerd and if you're like if you're obsessed with number crunching the way I am, it can be a very dangerous add-on in terms of you will spend a lot of time tinkering around with things. I would say spend an equal amount of time also executing on things, because I'm notorious for figuring out 1,000,001 cool builds that I could do, and then not getting around to doing it, and then by the time I come back to it, the gold's already, like the profitability is already kind of crapped out on me. So don't do that. Because I say this jokingly on stream, but it turns out you don't make as much gold if you just know how to craft something at rank 3 or at rank 2 or whatever. You need to actually craft the item and like stick it on the auction house to make the gold. It's my gold pro tip for the day. All right, that's it. We're gonna take a quick little break. And then we'll come back and I'll talk about 1 or 2 more engineering markets, and then we'll hop over to my leatherworker and do all of the crafting that we have to do on them. We'll do some tailoring crafting. And then we need to do some inscription, all right? I want to show you guys inscription as well, because I finally have enough artisan security to have some fun there as well. And I have a couple of different inscription builds that are making me a bunch of gold that I want to talk about. So we'll take a look at those as well. And then if there's any other professions you guys are interested in, all right, so like I said, when we come back, we'll do a bit of leatherworking, we'll do a little bit of tailoring, and we will also spend some time on inscription. If there's any other professions that you would like me to cover either instead of those or in addition to those, let me know in the chat, and we will. I'll see it when we come back. What's up, Z Agstruk? Is herbalism skinning still able to generate a fair amount of gold? Yep. I'll be honest with you. I'll answer this real quick before we head to break. Herbalism and skinning, yeah. Look, gathering professions are always going to have a good amount of gold in them. Herbalism especially so, because leveling, alchemy, and inscription are super painful. I will say what I said earlier in the stream as well, though. I don't really know too much. I don't really know too much about gathering. I'm not the best person to ask, so I don't want to give you any bad advice. But herbalism does have a lot of gold in it for sure. Skinning, I've heard, isn't as good for gold making this expansion. But again, I don't want to give you advice one way or another because I don't gather myself. So I feel like it would be irresponsible of me to tell you that like, oh, skinning is trash gear or skinning is gear or whatever. Zagstroke is fine. All right. Yeah, but herbalism will generate a lot of gold, especially if you're spec'd into it, right? Skinning as well, I'm sure, is a good source. The thing that's kind of nice about the gathering professions is, unlike the crafting professions, is it's a lot harder to lose gold. I'm not saying it's impossible, because you could like overinvest in your tools or in on enchants and things like that. But even then, you have a very easy way of digging yourself out of that hole. With the crafting professions, outside of like tailoring, which is why I'm obsessed with tailoring and have spent so much of my stream ranting about how much I love tailoring, there's not really any other, tailoring and I suppose enchanting to a degree, but not really as much as tailoring. There's not all the crafting professions, you need to buy your mats by and large or farm them yourself. So you do have a much higher likelihood of losing gold on that profession. Whereas the gathering professions are, if you overinvested in your tools, guess what? You can just spend a little bit longer farming and you'll pay off those tools. With the crafting professions, it's very easy for you to just straight up waste gold. And you, depending on what you did with your build and things like that, it may take you very long to recover. But honestly, I even that, I'm saying it because I think it could be true for a lot of people. But that's where I'm here. I love when people come onto stream and they're like, oh, I completely messed up because I went weaponsmithing in blacksmithing and now everything isn't able to make a profit. And I'm like, dude, that's the story. Like, that's what I want to hear, because that's the kind of puzzle that I love solving, right? Because that's what we did on the stream the other day, right? Someone had a weaponsmithing blacksmith, and they were super upset because they weren't getting too many crafting orders. And I gave them like 5 different builds that they could do to make a bunch of gold with that. So if you have cases like that, let me know in chat. I love covering those. They're super fun. If I'm going to... What's up, Cartal? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I giggled earlier because I saw your message. If I'm going to pee again, I need to visit a doctor soon. No, dude. I mean, to be fair, I went to the doctor earlier today, but that was because I've just been dying with my sinuses, and so I got. You know what? Let's be TMI here. All right, I got an injection in my butt to like try and solve my allergies because I'm just dying. It was not a good time. No, but the reason I have to pee is because I have this chonky boy of water here that I'm constantly sipping at throughout the stream, And so that's why I have to pee so often. But thank you for the concern, Kartal. I appreciate it. All right, let's take a quick little break and then we'll come back. If you are enjoying the stream, please consider dropping a sub, a like, a follow. I see that we actually took out, someone actually did some damage to our stream boss here. I forgot to mention it at the start of this stream. I think I mentioned it on Friday's stream, but we do have the stream boss. Yeah, the BRB stream that we have has the rules that'll come up. Otherwise, you can just type exclamation mark stream boss into the chat. Also, for our Twitch viewers, I forgot to mention we have a bunch of new emotes, so check those out. All right, enjoy the break. We'll be back in a few. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Anyone who's just joining us. So far today, we have spent a little bit of time, well, more or less all of the time, just talking profession stuff, right? Answering questions. We covered tailoring a bit. We spent some time on engineering. And now we're going to spend some time on leatherworking, tailoring. We spent a lot of time on tailoring already, to be fair. But we'll spend a little bit more time on tailoring because I cannot get enough of tailoring in this expansion. It's just, there's so much gold to be made with tailoring. It's not even funny. I don't think anyone was saying it was funny. I think that was just me trying to fill the silence here while I'm logging off. We also spent some time on cross-realm trading. So there's that too. But we'll spend some time doing some crafting for tailoring and for leatherworking. And then we'll spend some time on inscription. Because inscription's also making me a boatload of gold. And I haven't done a restock on inscription in a while. All right, and both of our accounts are logging in right now. Because yes, I do multi-box, but I always feel the need to clarify to everyone this is completely within the terms of service. I'm manually alt-tabbing through everything. You can see the little window pop up every time I alt-tab between the two accounts. So this is completely within the terms of service. Just in case anyone had any doubts or wanted to get froggy. But yeah, Kartal, I'm not sure if you've noticed how I'm constantly sipping on my water bottle. That's why that's why I need to frequently take breaks to pee. Okay, so I think I was gonna say, should we do another auctionator scan? But you know what? I think we're okay. I think let's just get moving with the crafting because Lord knows I've procrastinated enough. We were supposed to do this at the start of stream, and then I got so excited by all the questions that you guys are asking. That I ended up going all over the place. But we're back to our leatherworker. And this guy's a perfect example, right? Yeah, this guy's a perfect example because he's not even spec'd in the slightest into crafting profession equipment, and I'm still making stupid margins on most of these items. Oh God, this is Craft Sim glitching out on me. Is it gonna recommend the Dragonflight items again? Okay, thank God. All right, that's sorted. Earlier in the stream, it was recommending that I use Dragonflight item like profession equipment, which makes zero. Oh, it's doing it again. It's doing it again. Good Lord. All right, so I'm gonna have to manually do this. Basically what happens is, very simply, Craft Sim is an amazing add-on. I cannot speak highly enough about it, but the way it works with recommending profession equipment is that it looks at the highest profit version, like the highest profit you could make. And on paper, what Craft Sim sees here is that the rank 4 version of this profession equipment is selling for more than the rank 5. And so it's trying to optimize to make us craft the rank 4. But we know that we don't want to craft the rank 4, we want to craft the rank 5. And so that's why it's recommending the Dragon Isles version, even though we know that that's not the correct one. So yeah, I mean, Craft Sim is extremely powerful, but I would definitely check its work. Yeah, don't just blindly do what it says at all times, because it will sometimes have weird, random little janky things like that. That said, Genju, the creator of Craft Sim, is absolutely amazing. Dude's a wizard. If you go onto his Discord and you mention even the smallest little issue, he will have that like patched and re-released on Curse in like 4 minutes. It's ridiculous how responsive he is about patching things. But okay, here we go. So, like I was saying, about 100% profit margin on all of this profession equipment, right? Let's double check if we don't have any of these already in stock. Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, and now we will. Sorry, just double checking that it's got everything sorted well here. Okay. Yeah, this guy is not even spec'd for profession equipment. He's literally spec'd to craft armor kits. Armor kits and a little bit of like optional reagents, embellishments. And that's what I spec'd this guy for, right? He's got the multi-craft tool. He's spec'd entirely into that. And now I'm not spending points in profession equipment, right? The Epic Ensembles tree is the profession equipment tree for leatherworking. I don't have a single point in here. And still I'm able to make myself 100% profit margin on all of the profession equipment that leatherworkers craft. So yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Profession equipment is just an insane little hack for gold making. Cartel, let me catch up on chat. About the question, I'm really in need of artisan security for the tools, and I have to relearn my mining and herbalism every week since the artisans I'm getting from these aren't enough. Knowing wish there was another way for getting these other than doing all the other professional work orders. Am I missing any other solution? No, yeah, I honestly wish I could give you a better solution. I've spent countless hours at this point ranting about how dumb I think it is that Blizzard left the Artisan Security Shuffle in there. The thing is that they clearly knew. I'll give you a spark notes of my rant. But they clearly knew that people were going to do this, where they were going to pick up professions, get the Artisan Security, and then drop them, because people did it in Dragonflight, right? A bunch of people did it in Dragonflight. It's extremely degen because, for instance, this guy right here, right, as we were looking at earlier, he has professions for every single expansion. Now, if I wanted to do the Artisan Security Shuffle on him, I would have to drop either leatherworking or tailoring, which means I'd lose all of these recipes and I'd have to reskill all these, which is not something I'm willing to do. Which is the main reason why I didn't do the Artisan Security Shuffle. That aside, I also just on principle don't like the idea of having to do something as counter to the way the game is supposed to work, like dropping professions after having learned them. And Blizzard was aware of the issue, which is why they took away the Artisan Security from the first craft bonus and from the knowledge point treasures, right? Why they didn't either give us a cap on Artisan Security or make Artisan Security profession specific is completely beyond me. I have no idea why they didn't do that. That is entirely what they should have done. As a corollary to that, I also do not understand what they were thinking for dual gatherers. Like, did no one in the meeting room even mention that, like, oh, there's going to be dual gatherers? How do they get their Artisan Security? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they didn't cover that at all. And I saw there was like a Reddit post where someone said it would take something stupid like, I think, 18 weeks if you were just trying to get all the Artisan Security you needed without rotating professions. It's so dumb to me that they did that. Yeah, so unfortunately, I mean, I'm here to commiserate with you. Unfortunately, I don't have any great solutions other than that. I mean, yeah, my answer would be, unfortunately, you're probably going to have to drop either herbalism or mining, and do a mini shuffle every week until you get the profession equipment you need. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I could think is maybe, do what we were looking at earlier on the stream, where we were checking, what do you call it? Saddlebag exchange, to figure out where you can get recipes super cheap, like which server you can get recipes super cheap on, and pick up recipes, and maybe you can get another Artisan Security benefit from that. But even then, actually, from a gold making perspective, if you do manage to snipe one of those recipes at 5 gold, you're probably better off selling it on another server for like 20,000 gold than you are learning it for the 5 Artisan Security. Beyond that, I would say, are you going through every single profession, Cartel? Or are you just keeping it simple with like maybe enchanting? And I think enchanting, tailoring, maybe leatherworking, inscription, I guess. are like the simpler ones. Engineering is very expensive and painful. Alchemy as well, just because of the research systems that both of them rely on for like learning new recipes. I feel like it would be very painful to do. You don't have an alt? Wait, why would you need an alt for that? You're doing that. I'm guessing that you're doing this on your main to get enough artisan security to get your herbalism and mining tools, right? Or did I misunderstand the question? What's up, Brian Colwell? Welcome to the stream. How do I get so many spec points on everything? Honestly, I don't have that many. I haven't done the artisan security shuffle on any of my characters. I didn't use the exploit that I thought was completely an exploit and was like not a thing that people are supposed to do. But then in the past week, people have just openly been talking about doing it on the WoW Economy subreddit. And my hope is that they get banned, because the thing that people did was an exploit. So right up front, I just want to be very clear that all the knowledge points I have is entirely playing exactly as you're supposed to. And I don't even have that many knowledge points because of the fact that I haven't been staying on top of my patron crafting orders. If you're looking for ways to get more knowledge points though, the artisan security shuffle, I'm not going to get into it because I don't believe in it. And I think I honestly could see Blizzard. I wouldn't be upset if Blizzard was to. Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't be upset if Blizzard was to ban people who did it, but not dual gatherers. I think that's where I'm not okay with them doing it, because if you're a dual gatherer, I don't think you have another option to get artisan security, especially if you have a case like this week in North America where the mining turn-in quest requires two or three null stones. Like, that's bullshit. Don't do that. Do not give Blizzard 3 null stones. Shuffle your professions and get the artisan security and do that instead. Yeah, but so I'm not going to be your person to do that. As far as how to get knowledge points, I would definitely recommend picking up this weak aura right here in the top left. I guess you're watching the horizontal stream. Let me just bring it in frame for those of us watching the vertical stream. This weak aura here, and this character is pretty far along, but you can see. Let's see. Can I show only weekly? Minimize unlock and nope. Okay, this add-on or this weak aura doesn't let me do that. But there's if you don't want to work with a weak aura, I should probably mention actually the weak aura is called Mayu's knowledge points tracker. That's how you spell it. It's on screen right now. Let me know in chat if you want me to drop a link to the weak aura, and I'll go ahead and do that. The other option you have, which is especially powerful if you have a bunch of alts, right? Maybe you leveled a bunch of alts through Remix, is this add-on called Weekly Knowledge, which just gives you a snapshot here of all of the different, of all of your different characters and all of the different knowledge point sources, both the one-times as well as the weekly knowledge points, right? And so, Brian, to answer your question, for this character in specific, you'll see here that I have, for leatherworking, 12 out of 13 of the one-time sources. And so those are you'll get about 24 knowledge points from the knowledge point treasures. Wowhead has a guide. There's a bunch of different guides out there. I actually originally planned on putting out a YouTube video, but then I saw a bunch of people have done that already. Off the top of my head, if you're looking for a quick little guide for whichever profession, Kaychak has some. That's Kaychak. Or Goldzen, who's usually also in chat, which is just Gold Zen. Both of them have guides to picking those up. Or otherwise, Wowhead has a list where you can just pick up all the TomTom points from there and fly around and pick those up. That'll give you about 24 knowledge points. Then for each profession, there's another 10 knowledge points that you can get from spending Kej in Ashkahet. Right, so you'll get another 10 knowledge points from the City of Threads here. Again, there's different points. You can find the locations for them on Wowhead. Or actually, if you have the weak aura, you can just click on each of these in the menu, and it'll automatically put a TomTom point down for you wherever the treasures are. This weekly knowledge add-on here as well also has a little checklist, and that'll open something that looks very similar to the weak aura, right? And this is just a more detailed breakup. So we covered the knowledge point treasures in terms of one-time sources. There's the knowledge point treasures. There's a cash book that you'll get. There's another. Each profession has a book that you'll get from one of the factions, and it's basically 12 renown with Council of Dornagal or Assembly of Deeps. Council of Dornagal will give you 10 knowledge points with alchemy, blacksmithing, enchanting, and tailoring. Assembly of the Deeps will, at 12 renown, will give you 10 knowledge points for mining, engineering, and inscription. Halafal Arathi will give you 10 knowledge points at renown level 14 for jewel crafting, herbalism, skinning, and leatherworking. And then Severed Threads doesn't actually have any knowledge points that you'll get. Instead, you get the cash books. And farming up cash isn't too difficult right now, but if you need any tips on that, let me know, and I'll let me know in chat, and I'll cover that as well. What else? So we covered the knowledge point books. We covered those. Of course, you do have also the ones that you'll get for Artisan's Acuity. Yeah, beyond that, do all of your patron orders. On Friday's stream, we covered the fact that they actually nerfed they buffed the patron orders for us players. So it's now super easy to get all of your patron orders done week in, week out, day in, day out. So just stay on top of those. And also you want to do the patron orders because that has now the catch-up system is enabled through that. So what that means is if you didn't do all of your weeklies in past weeks, in Dragonflight, you were just permanently behind. In the War Within, you'll now instead get patron crafting orders that will help you catch up to everyone else who has been staying on top of their weeklies. What I will say is another thing is if you check earlier in my stream, I covered how to pick up crafting recipes super cheap. And so for things like these PvP recipes, these are great little sources of extra knowledge points from first craft bonuses, but also because of the fact that most of these, even if you're not spec'd into gear crafting at all, like this dude does not have a single point spent anywhere in the leatherwork, like in the leather gear tree or the mail gear tree, right? And even so, just picking up these recipes, which you should be able to snipe pretty cheap for like under $1,000 at most. I wouldn't spend more than $1,000 on these. You can not only get the first craft bonus on them, but there's a good chance that you can probably craft these at rank 5. The recipe difficulty is super low on them. And so each of these will give you another first craft bonus. And so, I mean, for leatherworking, of course, you have all the leather gear, you have all of the plate gear, or all the mail gear, which will all give you one knowledge point each. So that's another great way to pick up knowledge points. For leatherworking, for tailoring, it's fairly similar. I'm trying to think if there's any other professions that, for alchemy, I mean, first craft bonuses are a great source as well. But I would say, honestly, your best bet is just going through, definitely pick up all the knowledge point treasures is the absolute easiest. Second is probably your patron orders, right? Stay on top of these. They've nerfed them now. They're super easy. These are the catch-up patron crafting orders that I was talking about that'll just give you 1 knowledge point, but generally shouldn't be super expensive. I mean, you'll still get unlucky every now and then and get one like this that requires a profane tinderbox. And I wouldn't recommend spending 10,500 gold for 1 knowledge point unless you really need it and you know what you're doing, in which case you're probably not listening to my advice anyway. All right, let me catch up on YouTube chat. What's up, Swampy Logs? Is it possible to make money crafting gear on a big realm like Area 52? Oh, for sure. It seems like trade chat is beyond flooded with crafters. Yep. So I play on Illidan, which is equally just as busy as Area 52 is. You're welcome, Brian. Let me know if that was helpful. If there's anything else I can clarify on, more than happy to let you know. But okay, sorry. Coming back to Swampy Logs. So, 2 things I'll say. One, on a server like Area 52, if you've gone into crafting profession equipment or gear or whatever it is, first thing you want to do is you want to craft a whole bunch of these items on Area 52. So let's say, I mean, this guy isn't even spec for profession equipment, but this is what I do on him, right? He's actually spec for armor kits, but he's still able to craft the profession equipment profitably. And so I usually will craft, I mean, we're just about to craft like 120 of all. I don't know how many exactly all of this is, right? But I'll craft 20 of them on Illidan. And then I have level 10 alts on different lower pop servers that I will sell these on. And it's super easy to transfer items between servers now with the Warbank. Because basically I'll craft, 20 of each of these, let's say. I'll stick all 20 into the Warbank. And then on a level 10 allied race character on that other server, I'll just pull, 2 or 3 out of the Warbank, post them up on the auction house on that server, list them for like 24 hours. They're not high pop servers, so there's not a lot of undercutting or like a lot of battling that way. And that's a great, great way to make a bunch of gold, right? And you don't need to be online as much and deal with customer service, which honestly can be a little bit of a pain if I'm being honest. If you want to make gold with crafting orders though, the thing you need to do, and I'll admit that I literally found out about this add-on before Monday's stream, and already it's made me about probably 100 gold if I have to, 100,000 gold if I just have to ballpark estimate, is called Craft Scan. And I think your question came in through the vertical stream, so you may not be able to see this entirely well. I'll try and drag it over here. But basically what this will do is you'll scan the professions on all of your alts. Oh, I don't think it's quite fully within frame. Okay, I think it should be better. It'll basically scan your professions on all of your characters, and it will monitor trade chat for anyone who's asking for an item that you can craft. And it'll pop up a little notification down here. And when you click on that, and if you click on the person, it'll send them a template message that says like, hey, it looks like you're looking for this item. I can craft it. Or, hey, my alt can craft that item. If you send a crafting order to them, just whisper me here and I'll log over. And it's great. It's been amazing so far. Yeah. So that's how I would get through the noise, because I'll be honest with you, advertising in trade chat, very, very low likelihood that you're going to find customers that way, because trade chat on something like Illidan or Area 52 is just, it's so fast that generally, even when I'm looking to have something crafted, I'm probably not going to scroll through trade chat and try and find someone who can craft it. Instead, I'm going to type in LF and then artisans enchant and then link artisan enchanter's hat, right? And I'll let people who can craft come to me as opposed to vice versa. And so if you want to make gold with crafting orders, I cannot recommend this add-on highly enough. But let me know if that helped, Swampy Logs. If you have any questions about the add-on. Oh, I should mention, on Friday's stream, I did a full walkthrough of setting up the add-on and like how it works. And so you can check out Friday's stream at about 20 minutes into the stream. I am going to be editing it down into an easier guide so I can just link to it, because I know a couple of people have been asking on stream about it. What's up, completely random interests on YouTube? What's up? How's it going? Hello to you too. Cartal. Also, there is some you can get from Renowned Vendor. Yep, I think I covered that already. And some from the vendor next to Work Order NPC in the house, which you can pay Artisan for it. Yeah. The Artisan Security vendor does also sell those knowledge point books. And I think the main thing you want to keep in mind is that for those, you actually get 50 Artisan Security back. So technically it costs about 50 less than whatever it is. So if you're buying the 200 Artisan Security book, you actually only need to spend 150 Artisan Security, which can be handy because let's say you're sitting at 450 Artisan Security. What you want to do is you want to buy the book, you'll use it, and you'll get back 150 Artisan Security, and then you can craft, let's say, a profession equipment, or you can buy the second book. Completely random interests. Can I share my TSM posting operation? I would love to, honestly. The only reason I haven't done that yet is because of the fact that my trade skill master operations are completely trash right now. I could share them with you, but the thing is, you would need to update everything to the point that I think it would be more difficult to work to untangle all that. What I am working on putting together a guide for trade skill master. So keep an eye out for that. Drop a subscribe if you don't mind, so that you get notified whenever I do drop that video. But my operations right now are super janky. Basically, my War Within section here is kind of terrible. So much so that on that account, I don't even actually have it set up properly. This is my banker account. This is where I post everything from. You'll see that they're super haphazard. But what I do is, yeah, exactly. I just take into account crafting costs, and I haven't even done that the correct way. I'm not using Trade Skill Master's crafting cost. I'm literally manually setting a minimum price that I'm willing to sell these items at. And I do that by basically, let's take an example here, because I should probably update it for this. Yeah, so these Defender's armor kits, right? The leatherworking armor kit. What I'll do is I'll throw this into simulation mode, figure out how I make this the most profitable. I'll come in here, Dude, this is super janktastic. this is like negative advice. All right, this is like, but hey, it's worked for me, and I've made like 8 to 12 million gold so far in profit this expansion. That's because of the fact that I'm investing more than anything else. So it's worked until now. So it's not the worst advice, I suppose. But basically, what I'll do is I'll come in here. I'll figure out how I maximize this profit number here. I'll test out, using different optional reagents, whatever it is, depending on the item. And then I will literally come in here, do a craft sim price override, and like test out like, okay, can I sell this at 3,500 gold and still make a profit? No, I can't. And that's because, craft sim is being janky. Where do I post my guides? Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. That's a little dirty secret. Well, that's me slacking. Yeah. I've recorded a bunch of guides, and I've recorded a bunch of guides on stream and things like that. I'm not very good at editing, and so I haven't gotten around to editing, and I've been a little bit under the weather. I'm just giving you excuses at this point, by the way. So feel free to tune me out for the next like 10 seconds. I basically just haven't gotten around to actually editing the guides down. Which is why I'm referring you to a 4-hour stream from Friday. But hey, I'll give you. I gave you the timestamp. All right. So if you go 20 minutes into the Friday stream, I cover a craft scan. Yeah. But so basically for Trade Skill Master, I'll just come in here. I'll manually figure out what is the cheapest price I can sell this at profitably, and then I'll create an operation that is literally just post for 12 hours, post cap, and then whenever the price is above 5,250 gold. For instance, which again is super, super janky, but I'm mainly just doing it so that I can not AFK. I can just mindlessly post using Trade Skill Master. All right, I think I need to catch up on vertical chat. Can I? What's up? I8. I don't know how many I8s those are. What's up? I8. I8. Can you make new friends through WoW? Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've made a bunch of friends through WoW. Don't ask me to name any. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm a pretty antisocial WoW player as it goes. But yeah, a bunch of people make a bunch of friends through WoW for sure. Over the years, I mean, I've been playing this game for 20 years, so I've made a bunch of friends. I do kick myself because of the fact that previously I used to quit every 6 months I would quit WoW and then be away for like a year or 2 years and then come back. And so that's why I have a lot of people on my like B-tag friends list from like various iterations of it. But yeah, you can definitely make a lot of friends in WoW. Pixel Perfect. What add-on were you talking about for the if thing? Oh, for the LF. I'm guessing you're saying the LF thing? Craft scan. To find crafting orders? I'm guessing that was the add-on you were asking about. But let me know, Pixel Perfect, if that's the add-on you were asking about. It's called Craft Scan. Annoyingly, the two add-ons that I think are the best gold makers for the War Within are called Craft Scan and Craft Sim. So nice and simple, not confusing at all. Completely random interests. Yeah, so I think I gave you all the excuses for why I don't have a bunch of super easy guides on there. But listen, I will make a promise to you in specific completely random interests. I will edit down and post one of the guides at least this week. All right, let me jot that down that I've committed it to you, and so now I have to do it because I don't want to let you down. Okay. Okay, Pixel Perfect. Yeah, so you were asking about Craft Scan. Yeah, so to this add-on called Craft Scan, I'll drop a link in well, actually you can just you should be able to pick it up wherever fine add-ons are available. But I'll do you one better, and I'll drop a link here. You know what? I should set up a little chat bot that will automatically link these add-ons. I gotta hit that button so that I can open up YouTube vertical chat on my computer without doxing myself. Craft Scan. All right, here. So the link is in chat for both of these, in both of the chats. And basically what this add-on does is it allows you to Whoops. Sorry, guys, dropped my phone. Luckily, it fell directly on my desk, so we're good. Don't have to hit up Apple Care. Okay, what the add-on will do is basically you'll need to log on to each of your characters once so that it can scan the professions. But then it will basically search your trade chat, and anytime anyone sends a message asking for an item that one of your alts can craft, this little button here, and you can place this wherever you want on screen, will beep. You can set up audio notifications for it, whatever you want. You'll click on it and it'll tell you who asked, what they asked for. And then if you click on the item here, oh, thank you for the subscription, David Pratis. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, drop them in chat. We've spent the majority of the stream answering questions, and so I think at some point I should just give up on trying to actually get my leatherwork and crafting done. But I am hardly complaining. I love that people are actually asking questions in chat. Getting to talk about professions is like a dream for me, by the way. I've spent so much time, and guess what? My wife. It seems like she's not interested. She's never played WoW before, but it seems like she doesn't want to hear me rant about tailoring and how you can get more knowledge points for it. I don't know what's up with her. Yeah, but so basically if it finds in trade chat that anyone's asked for an item you know how to craft, it'll pop up here and you can just click this and it'll send a greeting that you can completely customize through here, which is great. Because what I was saying was that basically even when especially if you play on a high pop server, trade chat is just getting slammed at any given point. If anyone is, it's spammed at any point. If you're looking to have something crafted, I'm probably not even going to bother looking in trade chat. I will literally just type, in trade chat, I'll drop a message saying LF, Scrapsmith's gloves or whatever it is, and wait for someone to reach out to me. And I think that's the way a lot of players are. And so this add-on will help you get all of those. And yeah, it's already made me at least 100,000 gold in commissions. And that's without, it wasn't even working for like 2 of the days because I had some technical issues. So, and I play on off-peak hours. So my point is, I think your results will be even better than what I have, especially if you're not playing on a full pot. Well, maybe your results will be better than mine. Trust me. I play over 2 accounts and I have multiple of every profession. So that adds a lot of complexity into everything. And also I just haven't spent enough time setting it up to be perfectly frank here. This is a hot tip, bro. Thank you. I made big money when I was on a small realm in Dragonflight, but now on a big one, I've been struggling. Oh, yeah. No, so Swampy Logs for sure. Yeah, dude, use allied race alts to sell on less populated realms. So that way you have that good balance of like your crafters are all on like high pop servers. So you can sell crafting orders on those servers where the bulk of demand is. But the crafted items that are like you can stick on the auction house, dude, sell those on low to mid pop servers. And you will not have as much competition. Your margins will be way better. And you don't need to keep cancel scanning and reposting and like doing the PvP stuff, which is great. What's up, C-Tax? Welcome in. How's it going? I guess the stream can start for real now. Bipolar Taco, all caught up now and changed my Twitch name to match YouTube. Oh, okay, sick. What's up? Welcome in. The stream just got good. Funnily enough, I'm not trying to get cocky here, but I think the stream has been pretty good today. We've had a bunch of people. I think the YouTube algos may be pushing me. Because we have a bunch of people tuning in on YouTube. The Twitch numbers been stronger as well. And as a result, a lot of people have been asking questions, which I love because you know how much I love ranting about profession C-Tax. So yeah, people have been asking a bunch of questions and I've been just ranting away. And I'm happy to see that, unlike my wife, there are actually people out there who want to hear me rant about World of Warcraft professions. And then all the time and energy that I've put into to learning, like to learning everything I have about them wasn't a complete waste of time because there's at least a couple people out there that it's helpful for. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. Cartel, don't worry, I don't need to pee. I just need to take a break to like fix my air conditioner and sort out my sinuses a little bit. So we'll be back in a few. YouTube is def pushing. I showed up on the homepage after watching a random Asmon video. Oh, heck yeah. Thank you, thank you for letting me know, Bipolar. Yeah, because I was wondering what was going on, because Friday's stream as well, it looked like the YouTube algo was showing me some love, which was really, really nice. Although I also, earlier in the stream, I had someone who typed in chat, because I think it's fun to laugh at haters. Someone literally typed in chat just like, what is this trash stream? Why did it show up on my homepage? And I was like, the thing I love about it is this dude, not only did he click on it on his homepage, right? He hung around long enough to figure out that he didn't like my stream, but then he picked up his phone to type out a message telling me that my stream sucked and that he didn't want to see it. Which is hilarious to me, right? Like, I don't know, I just find internet haters hilarious. Exactly, engagement is engagement. That's what I didn't get as well. I'm like, you're the one giving me views and chats. Like, guess what? The algo doesn't know that you're hating on me. That was your alt. C-Tax bringing me down to check. C-Tax, my first Twitch sub, my first cheer with bits. You feel I'm just getting too big for my boots. Time to start the gold guide. Okay, Clown Shoes, welcome on YouTube. What's up? How's it going? What about alchemy? Teach me those ways, dude. I wish. I'll be honest. I hate to break it to you, but honestly, alchemy is probably the profession I've made the least gold with. Which is not to say zero gold, but alchemy is definitely the profession that I had the most hopes for, and then didn't quite live up to the hype. But that's not because of the fact that there aren't a bunch of ways to make gold. The main reason is because on multiple streams now, with chat live on stream, I've put together builds that would churn out bunches of gold. But then I got tired. I ended the stream, forgot to actually spend the knowledge points and like do the things. And then when I went back to check later on, they weren't profitable anymore. And my hope is that that's because someone who was watching the stream copied that exact build and did it and made all the gold. And so that's why there's no more gold left in those. Your main ret pally is blacksmithing and enchanting, so you're hoping to see some profits. Ooh, dude, both great professions. All right, I actually do need to take a quick little break because I am melting and I need to go mess with my air conditioner. So let's take a quick little break. We'll come back. We'll do some more leatherwork and crafting. If you're, I'll talk quickly about blacksmithing and enchanting as well because we haven't touched on it. I will touch on alchemy as well. Because I think on Wednesday stream we're actually going to set up some alchemists. Let's do that. I was looking for like a segment to do on Wednesday stream. So Clown Shoes, I when we come back, if you have any specific questions about alchemy, or if you have like your knowledge points spent in a specific place and you want me to answer something real quick, we can do that. Otherwise, on Wednesday stream, I'm going to go from like setting up an alt from like zero alchemy, or like from zero alchemy to the point that they're making a good amount of profit. We'll do that on Wednesday stream. And because of the fact that I am doing all of my characters in pairs, because I do play on 2 accounts, within the terms of service, just going to spit it out, like just going to throw that out there completely within the terms of service. I'll actually be able to do 2 alchemy builds at the same time. But so on Wednesday stream, we'll do a deep dive into alchemy, and because it is ridiculous that I haven't made as much gold with alchemy as any of the other professions. But if you have any specific questions, Clown Shoes, let me know in chat, and I will be happy to delve into them. And I can also tell you how I'm making gold with alchemy right now. Even though it's not optimized, like I'm not happy with my alchemy builds, but they've still made me good gold. Okay, let's take the break, and then we'll come back and get back to chat. Otherwise, I'm going to continue delaying it. Oh, we got a tailor and crafting order. So I don't know if you guys saw on screen right there while I was talking, someone messaged about wanting an enchanting hat. Right? 10K tip. Or at least that's what they advertised. Let's see what they actually are giving us. All right, fine. See, this is what I'm saying. We'll quickly do this crafting order, and then we'll hop over to, then we'll take a quick little break and come back. Oh, and we're past server reset as well, so we have more patron orders. Dang it. Okay, we got to do patron orders as well. All right, we'll do that when we come back as well. But, boom. Dude, this is a dream order. Check this out. 10,000 gold commission. All right, rank 3 materials. I don't even have to use concentration. Because what I'm going to do is, well, we'll use something that gives us more resourcefulness. Right, we'll use one of these because they're cheap. And then all I have to do is use one of these stack of pentacled reviews, which costs me like let me double check. Okay, 800 gold. right? And the commission's 10,000, 9,500 after the Artisans Acuity takes their mob cut. Did the Artisans Consortium take so much gold? Ugh. The worst was I posted it on Twitter, on twitter.com/AdrellShow, by the way, if you want to check that out. Because when I'm not streaming and something crazy happens in this game, or I have a cool little screenshot, I post it there. I should probably start posting on them. Anyway, but I got a commission for 100,000 gold in like week 1. Dude, the Artisans Consortium cut was like 5,000 gold. I was so upset. I was so upset that they were just stealing my gold. They did absolutely nothing. Although yesterday I got lucky in that someone paid me a 40,000 gold commission, but what I got them to do was to trade it to me instead. So I didn't pay the stupid Artisans Consortium 2,000 gold in commission. Like I didn't pay the cut on that. They just traded me the gold and I crafted the item for them, and I got to keep the full 40,000. Anyway, we were saying that we are, so this is great, right? 700 gold to guarantee this at rank 5. Not using any art, we're not using any concentration. We're not doing anything funky here. And again, that entire process took like no time because of the fact that we used craft scan to find us the customer. Oh, that wasn't even this customer. Was it? Oh, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Either way, but you can see that, I mean, customers keep rolling in for all the different items. So get craft scan, all right? Get craft scan should be the main takeaway here. Because I'm literally finding customers while I'm trying to go on break. People are literally throwing gold on me, like gold at me, when I'm trying not to make gold. I'm trying to go take a break. All right, let's take a quick little break. And Craft Santa will keep monitoring trade chat for us. So if there is anyone who wants to buy something from us, they can still message us. All right, quick little break. We'll come back and then we will actually craft some leatherworking stuff or answer more questions. If you guys have more questions, we'll do that instead. Clown Shoes, again, though, let me know if you have any specific questions about alchemy. Otherwise, we'll do an alchemy deep dive on Wednesday stream. If you are enjoying the stream, please consider dropping a sub, a like, a follow, all the different things. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you, everyone who's watching live. If you're watching the video on demand later on, thank you as well. Drop a message in chat. Drop a message in the comments. Let me know what's up. All right, quick break, and we'll come back and get back into it. See y'all in a few. All right, welcome back, everyone. How's it going? Oh, didn't mean to have that on stream. What's up? How's it going? How's everybody doing? Welcome back. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? What's up, TikTok? What's up, everyone everywhere? How's it going? All right, so we were looking at, we've just been doing profession stuff all day and making, actually not making that, well, making a decent bit of gold considering the fact that I've mainly just been answering questions instead of actually doing anything in game. Given that, it's not too bad, right? Not too bad. We made a couple tens of thousands in commissions from crafting orders using our handy dandy craft scan add-on. All right, let's do another auctionator scan on this account. On this account, we are going to check how much gold we have in the mailbox, and I'm hopeful because I think this server should have a decent bit of sales. Sold. This server should have a decent bit of solds. Yeah. Let's see here. 2,000 in the first mailbox, which I realize doesn't sound impressive, but let it refresh, all right? Hopefully we have more. I promise I'm not lying to you guys. Cross-realm trading is a great way of making gold. Yeah, there we go. 47,659 gold. And this is, again, I posted once 3 days ago. As in, I posted auctions on this realm once 3 days ago, and look at that. It's all profession equipment, right? And this is what I was saying. This is the same profession equipment that is selling for like 300, 400, 500 gold on Illidan. Wait, I just realized you can't see the gold amounts on the vertical stream. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Those same items that would sell for 300 to 400 to 500 gold on Illidan, maybe $1,000 if I'm lucky, are selling on this server, which is, I'll let you guys know the server, on Emerald Dream, which may mean that everyone else, like all of y'all, start posting on here as well. I don't mind. Have at it. Those same items are selling on this server with me posting once every 3 days. And here's the other thing that I should mention, because I'm lazy. I didn't update my TSM operations, and so these only got posted for 12 hours. But I posted them once for 12 hours at a super off-peak time, and we still sold 47,659 gold worth of them at a way huger margin than we would have if we had just tried to sell these on Illidan. And Illidan, it would have probably taken multiple posts as well. Like we would have probably had to have reposted them a few times. Excuse me. All right, our auctionator scan is done here. We have another customer for our enchanting hat. I can't be bothered to log over to my scribe, otherwise we could have done this. We could have taken this crafting order as well and made a little bit more gold there. All right, let's finally do the leather working. Okay, so we are crafting all the profession equipment, but then the main thing that we wanted to see was the armor kits. The armor kits, and you know what? Let's uninclude gear, and then this should give us everything else that we want to craft. Oh, I'm also realizing no, we can't, dude. We shouldn't do our bulk crafting yet because the patron orders just refreshed. So we'll do those patron orders first. We'll most likely get a little bit more resourcefulness out of everything, which will just make, I mean, it'll make like 1 or 2 gold difference in each item, but we're crafting like 100, 200 items, right? So that little bit adds up over time. Ooh, dude, check this crafting order out. This is what I'm saying. They buffed the crap out of patron crafting orders. So this patron order right here, right? All I need to do is supply 10 gloom chitin, which will cost me like 120 gold. And not only will I get the artisan's, not only do I get 10 artisan's acuity, but I also get one of these items that gives you plus 20 skill, which you can use to sell a crafting order for like a 10 or 15,000 gold commission. Or you can just throw it on the auction house for 4,200 gold. And these will sell, because you can see the sale rate. Well, now you can see the sale rate on screen. And if not, I can tell you these will sell because I've been buying a whole bunch of these as well. I've bought 50 of them. I've spent 145,000 gold on these in the past like couple of weeks. So let's knock out this patron crafting order real quick. Because they also, I mean, the spark notes of the nerfs that they made is NPCs are way more likely to include mats now, as well as they reduce the minimum quality requirement on most of the patron orders by at least 1. So it's even easier to get these done. And there we go. We proc resourcefulness, so we actually got back some of those. So it basically cost us like 11 gold to get 10 artisan's acuity plus that item that's worth 4,200 gold or more if we use it towards another crafting order. Oh, God. Well, I think we are going to have to wrap up the stream in a little bit here. Hello, Lucky Start. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You may be my first ever TikTok chatter. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Are you playing WoW? Are you looking to make gold? Are you making gold? All right, and so here are the patron orders for tailoring. It looks like some of these are still a little pricey, right? The ones that are 2,000 gold, probably not going to do. Same thing with the one that's like 3,000 gold. If I had something that I needed the knowledge points for, I would do it, but I kind of do though, because I do want to max out weighted garments, but that's more like a nice to have than anything else. Oh, thank you for the follow, 80 Lucky Start. Happy to hear you're doing good. Bipolar taco. Bipolar taco, I don't know why I pronounce that weird. How do I feel about cooking and or fishing for gold? So fishing is fun to do. I enjoy fishing. I think the move is you want to fish on Saturdays. You want to do the little Saturday event and use those tokens to buy the recipes. So that's a great source of fishing gold. Fishing in general, I mean, I think if you enjoy fishing, then it's a good way to make gold. Cooking, on the other hand, I've been super let down by, because I literally have an alt who I decided to main cooking on. And when I say main cooking, I mean that I put all of their artisan's acuity towards getting the cooking equipment and the what do you call it? Towards getting the crafting equipment for cooking. And so I did that, and I was hoping, and I maxed out cooking on them as well. And honestly, I'm not able to find anything that makes a good amount of profit, or like I've still not been able to figure it out. Is basically my point. So I think you can make a good bit of gold with cooking, but I don't know that I can strongly recommend it over something like tailoring, just because for the amount of time that you'll put in, if you got to think it takes the same amount of time to craft, 100 feasts. Well, the feasts are a bad example because feasts would still make sense, but like to craft 100 food, it takes the exact same amount of time to craft 100 spell thread, and the 100 spell thread you can probably sell, at a lot higher margin and a lot more reliably without having to like cancel scan and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's been my experience so far. I think cooking can be solidly good for gold making. I haven't been able to. I haven't seen too much success with it myself. So, but I am still working on that character because I do want to try and figure out how to optimize that, right? Because if a profession exists, I want to figure out how to make gold with it. I'm just obsessive about that. You fish while you can't play actively, so yeah, it'll be decent. You've not played retail since Shadowlands, so you just still got to learn the whole system. Oh, okay, sick. Yeah, so if you check out, I was gonna say Friday stream. 1 second. Let me see if I can drop a link to you, because I did a whole like profession system 101 covering exactly this. All of the stats. It like hopefully it doesn't sound too basic. But my goal with that was just to like, if you have no idea what's going on with World of Warcraft professions, like since Dragonflight and beyond, here, I'll drop a link in chat. I don't have a timestamp for you, unfortunately, so you may have to fast forward a little bit. But I did an entire guide to like all the stats, what they mean, where you're going to get them from and stuff like that. So you're going to binge the whole back catalog. I love the enthusiasm. I do. But I've streamed for like 400 or 500 hours at this point. And I'll be honest with you, the early streams, but go for it. Go for it. No, I would say check out the more recent streams. Because I think I've gotten better at streaming. I hope I have. Let me know in chat if not. What's up, Greasy Goblin? What add-ons am I using? I'm using like 200 to 300 different add-ons, but I'm guessing that's not the question you mean. I'm guessing you're asking which add-ons I think are crucial for gold making, and I'll hit you with 3. I hate saying this because I feel like I say this about everything. I have another video I want to put out, which is just the 3 add-ons that I think everyone needs in order to make big gold in the War Within. And those 3 add-ons are, the first one is called Craft Sim, and that's this add-on here. This add-on here that has all of these very complicated, scary looking windows is Craft Sim, but it's also, I think, the most powerful of them. The second add-on that I would say is Craft Scan, which if you're interested in that, check out my YouTube channel. And I have a guide at 20 minutes into Friday's stream where I explain exactly how the add-on works. But basically that will help you find customers for your crafting orders. And I downloaded it on Friday's stream. Oh God, I'm losing it. Yeah, we got to wrap up the stream soon here, boys. I'm clearly, I'm clearly starting to fade. But yeah, Greasy Goblin. So Craft Scan is this add-on here. This will scan your trade chat for customers for your crafting orders. And it'll tell you what they're looking for, and you'll just click here, and it'll whisper them with whatever message you set up in it. And 9 times out of 10, they'll just go ahead and send you a crafting order, and then you'll log over to that character, complete the crafting order, and you're done. Yeah, and that's been making me a lot of gold. And then the third add-on is just either Auctionator or Trade Skill Master. Trade Skill Master has a bit more features, but also is a little bit more complicated. I need to put together guides for those as well, Auctionator and for Trade Skill Master as well, because they're not super complicated to start up. I'm honestly, being unwell is just taking it out of me. I'm going to blame it on that. TSM learning curve is pretty high. Well, it can be. The thing I like about Trade Skill Master is it's definitely one of the like Swiss Army knives in that it can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. You can do very complicated things with Trade Skill Master, but I mean, I don't know. I guess also because I've literally been using Trade Skill Master at this point for probably like 10 or 12 years. I don't even know when it first came out, but I have been using it for like probably at least a decade at this point. And so that's why maybe I don't think of Trade Skill Master as being as complicated as it really is. Or maybe, I don't know. Or maybe there's just not any good guides out there. I'll be honest with you, it's been years since I watched a guide to Trade Skill Master. So I think I can explain how to set it up pretty simply and efficiently, where you'll get like 80% of the use out of it. Also the gold guide. Yeah, also if you check my bio, you can buy my gold guide. No, I don't have a gold guide. I don't have a gold guide yet. Yet. We'll see. We'll see how things go. You do YouTube at double speed? Yeah, I do that with podcasts. Yeah, I can't listen to podcasts at regular speed. I just got used to listening to podcasts at double speed, and so now they sound super at double speed varies. I forgot where I was going. Yeah, we got to wrap up the stream soon here. I'm sorry, folks. I am starting to fade. Let's whisper this person for a crafting order. You've made about 1650 profit from just vendor search in TSM. Been playing for 2 days. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Trade Skill Master has a bunch of little, really cool features. If you're just getting started in your gold making journey, if you're like very advanced in it, if you're doing things like cross realm trading, you can do them with like Auctionator and stuff like that. But I almost feel like Trade Skill Master is, I'm not going to say mandatory, because theoretically no add-on is really mandatory, but it'll just save you so much time. The Trade Skill Master, I would say, is a very good shout. Hazelnutty's TSM, guys. Hazelnutty has some really good content. I feel like she's really good at breaking things down. No, listen, promo people here if you want. I've been plugging K-Chak's guides this entire stream. Yeah, and if you check on my Twitch page, I'm like, I link to other content creators. I'm fascinated. I'm very much approaching this as like a fan, right? So yeah, I don't mind. Greasy Goblin. Since start of X-Pack, you're up 500k, but you've also spent a bunch on gearing alts and buying stuff you don't need. Yeah, but that's the fun of it, right? Like, I've done the exact same thing, but the thing is, the way I enjoy spending my gold is on stupid things like profession investments that I'm probably not going to make my gold back on. So it's a little bit less dumb in that sense. I've dumped a stupid amount of gold into alchemy, and I don't know if I paid it back. But on the whole, I've made about 8 million gold in profit, or at least that's what appears on like in just liquid gold. Yeah, I think overall, probably since the start of the expansion, I suppose we could check real quick. We're just over a month in, right? We started the expansion at 30 million gold. This account isn't updated. This is the correct one. It's showing 34.5 million, but that's not correct because we haven't opened up the mailbox. All right, let's quickly do the post scan on this. We'll do a mailbox opening, and I think we'll wrap up the stream. But yeah, Greasy Goblin, I wouldn't get on yourself about having bought things you didn't need. That's the whole point of earning gold, right? Is to buy things you don't need. I'm very much of the opinion that like if you're having fun playing the game, that's the best way to make more gold. Which is why I didn't do the Artisan's Acuity shuffle or any of those like degen things. Because I'm not going to have fun with it. I'm going to burn out. And guess what the lowest gold per hour is? Not playing the game at all. It's my little pro tip for all of y'all. The lowest gold per hour is getting burnt out and then not playing the game at all. Exactly. Why make gold if not to spend it? I mean, to be fair, like for me, I feel like one of those people who's like super diet conscious and they're like, oh yeah, I cheated on my diet by like eating, I don't know, too much dark chocolate or what, like, you know, whatever the thing is. Where it's like even when they cheat on their diets, they're like cheating clean or whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't count, right? I feel like that's kind of what I do with gold. where I'm like, well, I treated myself to like a resourcefulness enchant for one of my alts' tools. Where I'm like, I mean, is that really like? I'll pay it off at some point. It's still an investment, even if it's for like like. I was showing earlier on the stream that I have a character who's literally just making gold by crafting finishing reagents. And so like one of the stupid things I did was buying an enchant for that character's tools because it added like 50 cents per craft to every finishing reagent he crafted, which means I'd need to craft 2,000 or 3,000 of those items, and like I'd have to craft and sell 2,000 or 3,000 of those items to just pay off the enchant, like literally to break even on the enchant. Which I mean, now that I say it out loud, I will end up doing anyway. So I guess I can count it as an investment. And I mean, the nice thing is also because of the fact that I focus so heavily on crafting profession related items, profession equipment, profession enchants and stuff like that, is that I know that I'm not like overspending on any of them, right? And so I know it's super easy for me to like it's also cheaper for me to do things like that, because that was the main reason why I focused on them to begin with. I mean, that and making gold. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. All right, let's. Why can't I transfer? Where's the transfer button? Oh no, are we transferring PvP trinkets? Let's not do that. I don't want Dragonflight trinkets. All right, we're gonna do the mailbox opening, and I think then we are gonna wrap up the stream there. Oh, sorry, 80 lucky start on TikTok. It looks like they're not around anymore. Anyway, if you are still here, let me know what's up, and I'll reply to your message. Maybe this is why no one chats on TikTok. Okay. But Greasy Goblin, tell me, what did you make gold with? Are you doing it with professions? Are you doing it with gathering? Are you selling boosts or anything? I think that started, right? I think people are already selling like Mythic Plus boosts and arena boosts and things like that. And that's always a really solid way of making gold from what I've seen. All right, 48,000 gold that we pulled off of this dude. Now we could go through the rest of these alts, and there will probably be another 100, probably at least a couple 100,000 gold in sold auctions. But I do want to start wrapping up the stream because I am starting to fade a bit, and I don't want to subject you guys to an even less eloquent Adrel show. I think I mumble and mess things up enough when I'm full of energy. You make it mostly through enchanting and tailoring, but you think most of your profit is from enchanting. Yeah, that's exactly for me as well. Well, yeah, enchanting has probably been the profession that I made the most gold with, but it's also the one that I spent the most time on, and also the one that I've been sweatiest and like min-maxed the most on. And even then, I have not been on top of my patron orders every day. Not even close to it. Like it's rarer the days that I did check all of my patron orders for my different enchanters than the days that I actually did everything that I needed to on them. You don't get the arena / Mythic Plus boosts. I mean, I'll put it this way. Do you mean you don't get selling them? I'm guessing that's not the thing. Selling them, right? Why would you not do it? People are paying hundreds of thousands of gold, and if you're gonna run them anyway, but buying them, yeah. So I mean, I didn't buy any in Dragonflight. In Shadowlands, I think I did. What's no? In Wrath, not in Wrath. In Warlords of Draenor. Right, I bought all the challenge mode dungeons just because I wanted them out. Right, I have more gold. I don't have that much skill, and so if I can just pay someone who's better at the game, or who's going to spend the same amount of time that I'm putting into gold making, if I can pay someone, like if I can put that into someone else who's, going to figure out how to do it, and I can just sit back and enjoy the rewards, I will happily do that. And honestly, the arena ones, I really want the vicious mounts, because there are some really cool looking vicious mounts. Right now, I'm a huge mount collector. I collected 600 mounts in like ahead of the War Within dropping, simply because of the fact that I was hoping that they'd give us a new achievement for collecting 600 mounts. The last achievement that we got for mount collecting was 500, and that was at the start of Dragonflight. I was hoping that they would give us a new one in. I was hoping that they would give us a new achievement for that in Oh, sorry, 1 second. I have to ban someone in Twitch chat. All right, we're back. Yeah, okay. Message deleted. Boost rankings. I mean, again, I've considered, like, I've actually gotten prices for and considered getting myself like boosted to Gladiator or something like that one of the seasons. The main thing is 9 times out of 10, I'm basically just not willing to commit the amount of time. Because even if you're getting carried through arenas or whatever, it's still a lot of time investment, right? And that was the whole reason that I didn't buy like the mythic Dragonflight raid mounts. It's not that I didn't have the gold for it or that I couldn't find anyone. I play on Illidan, so it's super easy to find people who are selling boosts. It's just it would take, honestly, even the like 3 or 4 hours. I was like, if I have 3 or 4 hours to play WoW, I don't want to just be following along someone and like looting. I think also because I was burnt out on doing that after Remix. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's what a lot of Remix was for me. But yeah, you boosted me for free yesterday. Shh, C-Tax. We're trying to pretend that I contributed and the Zekvir kill was partially due to me as well. I was originally planning on soloing it on stream today, or attempting to solo it on stream today. But then we just got so many questions in chat and I got so excited talking about professions that we didn't get around to it. You were thinking more along the lines of carries? Oh yeah, I mean, it's more just for the achievements. For a time saving for the items, it makes sense for sure. We helped each other. Yeah, I mean, I think there are also people. Well, I mean, it's the same thing as anything in this game, right? There are people who think that if they have better gear, then they'll suck less at the game. And I say that as someone who feels that way, right? Like the only reason that not the only, actually Delves I'm genuinely enjoying the challenge of. But otherwise in previous expansions, the only reason that I would bother doing like world quests or like LFR or whatever was because I was like, oh, maybe if I get better gear, then I will suck less and I'll enjoy doing this content more. Despite the fact that every time I got an eye level upgrade, I still wouldn't really end up enjoying any of the content anymore. It was just, oh, thank you for the sub, Connie Thomas. Welcome to the stream. Let me know how it's going. Let me know how your day's going. Let me know how you're enjoying the stream. If you're making gold in the War Within, if Khazalgar's being good for you. Greasy Goblin. They might later this X Pack or next X Pack. Well, I hope not next X Pack. I really hope that they put another Mount Collection achievement into this expansion. Because the thing is, the 500 mount achievement is the biggest slap in the face that they could have possibly done. I've ranted about this on stream many times, but I won't stop until Blizzard does something about it. This is the reward for collecting 500 mounts, right? The Otterworldly Otter Carrier, super dope looking mount, right? It's oh, did we get another sub? Oh, thank you for the sub, Greasy Goblin. Thank you. This is the mount that they give you for collecting 500 mounts, right? Sick looking mount, right? Cool little mount special, right? Sick as heck. Here's the thing. For whatever reason, when they enabled skywriting on every single mount, this is the one mount that doesn't have skywriting enabled. So if you love mounts enough to collect 500 of them, which is not an easy thing, like you don't accidentally collect 500 mounts. You have to actually try, right? You don't even get to use the amount that you got rewarded for collecting all those mounts in the War Within because it doesn't skywrite. So that basically means it's pointless, which is a huge slap in the face of mountain collectors. So I really hope the very least Blizzard can do is in the next patch add an achievement for 600 mounts, and freaking fix skywriting on this. I don't know which one I'd prefer, but I think they should do both. To be honest with you, I feel like that's the least that they could do. You play on a smaller server, so while some things cost more gold, there are fewer opportunities, especially with crafting orders. Yeah, that's definitely the downside, right? I mean, I think the nice thing is if you're selling gear and things like that, you have to worry less about cancel scanning. But honestly, the cool thing about like the region-wide auction house and especially Warbanks now is that you don't even need a second account to transfer items between servers, because you could do it in Dragonflight and I think through a good bit of Shadowlands, right? I think it was mid Shadowlands that they made that change. But you needed 2 accounts, or you needed like someone else you really trusted, and it was super slow because you could only trade 6 items at a time. With the Warbank, it's super easy to bulk transfer things, and especially with the cross-drop and guild banks. So even if you play on a low pop server, you can very easily, you know, if you want to drum up your sales, it's very easy to just create a level 10 allied race character on a busier server and use the warbank to transfer items there and sell them there. Yeah, I feel like I've ranted about that enough on today's stream. But if you have any questions about that, check out Friday's stream, because I did do a whole little guide on best practices for that, and I will work on actually editing a video out of that. But okay, let's start with the mailbox openings. Well, we did one with about 47,000 gold. This is just my profession equipment, dude, right? There is maybe a little bit of like blue leveling gear in here, maybe like the tracker's goggles, right? But nothing major. We sold like 2 Dragonflight spell threads and like a Dragonflight armor kit, because I was a moron, and at the end of Dragonflight I crafted like hundreds of them and then forgot to sell them. But anyway, so that's 105,000 gold. Let's go ahead and open up that, and then we'll log over to my main banker, who should have I think at least 2 to 4 million gold. We'll see how we're going there. Oh, I suppose I should have the gold total up here as well. And by the way, let me know if you guys enjoy doing these mailbox openings, because I've seen a couple of y'all in chat mention that you guys enjoy seeing it, and I know that the YouTube videos do well, but I don't know if it's kind of cringe just me sitting here and like explaining how I make, well, like counting all my gold. Let me know in chat one way or another. But okay, so we pulled out how much was that? Like 105,000 gold. That brought us back to 34,633,000. Let's hop over to the other alt, to the main banker, and see how we're doing there. Any patron orders of interest? Doesn't look like it. Whew. But okay, Wednesday's stream, like I said, we'll go through alchemy. That's what we'll do. We'll set up 2 fresh characters with alchemy, and between today and tomorrow, I'm going to try and actually edit together that little guide to craft scan, because it seems like a lot of people are interested in that. So it's probably handier for me to just link to a video than ask people to watch like 30 minutes of a 5-hour stream. All right, so never mind. We don't have 2 million gold. We have 1.6 million gold, which is less than I thought it would be. But that's also because of the fact that I didn't post anything all weekend. Like I didn't post much at all weekend. So the numbers are a little bit lower today than we would have liked them to be. But hey, I mean, 1.7 million gold. I mean, totally. That means we're gonna have opened up like 2 million gold. And yeah, I mean, this chick is just selling enchants, right? There's some engineering items in here. Oh, we sold the Dragonflight Tinker. Because I used Artisan's Metal back in Dragonflight to guarantee that at rank 3. And I just never got around to selling it. Ooh, convincingly realistic jumper cables. That's a little bit of a sneak preview of one of the things that it's been making me go to engineering. I'm happy to see that the contracts we sold a couple of contracts as well. All right, so that brings us to 36.3 million gold roughly, and that's also because I haven't picked up things on my alts, and I also know that I'm sitting on a whole bunch of mats across all of my various characters. I mean, I realized earlier today that like in rank 3 Storm Dust alone, I'm sitting on about like 200,000 gold of that, right? And then same thing with the crystals, right? Yeah, I just have too many mats in my bag. Because what I'll do is I'll buy a whole bunch. I'll proc resourcefulness on them. And then I'll forget to do anything with them. And the price will fall. So don't do that. Check your bags. Don't hold on to materials. Craft something. Craft anything with them. And wing them up on the auction house. Because that's how you make gold to them. Bipolar Taco. I feel like mailbox openings are a requirement for gold videos. Fair enough. I feel like it just adds to the cred, right? I feel like if I don't do that, then maybe some of you may not believe me that I am actually in these streets. I'm actually about it. I'm actually about this life. I think we whispered this dude about the jewel crafting item, and then looked like he actually replied to us. Yeah. I don't get it. People will list things, you'll whisper them, and they just don't say anything back. I'm like, all right, did you like send a message and trade and then just log off? Or like, what's the thing? I'm guessing they probably just found someone else to sell it to him, which is a-okay. All right, and then we have another 78,000 gold coming in here as well. But so overall, we didn't cross 37 million gold again, which is kind of concerning. Because this is the first stream in a while that we're like down, right? Because on Friday, 37 million, 37 point, almost 37.1 million gold, right? And then as you can see, over the weekend I didn't open up anything. Over the weekend I didn't open anything, right? We invested. Let's see what my actual biggest expense was. I think it was in chance. I think it was literally just Stormdust. Yeah, rank 3 Stormdust. Yeah, so I invested a whole bunch. And then that's why I have a bunch of enchanting inventory. Okay. So I think we're okay. I think Wednesday stream, hopefully the numbers look better. I mean, I'm going to get a huge bump anyway tomorrow because Tuesdays, right after everyone gets their vaults, are just insane for gold making, right? And I think this is a spark week. I think everyone's getting a full spark week, a full spark this week, right? 90 alchemy knowledge points. How can you get more? So I actually covered all of the different ways to get knowledge points earlier on the stream. Unfortunately, I don't have a timestamp for you. Next week is Spark Week. Oh, so no Sparks this week? It's not a full Spark. I thought last week was a half Spark, and this week was... maybe I have that backwards. So like tomorrow's reset tomorrow, or if you're in EU, then I guess Wednesday's reset isn't a Spark Week. Welcome to the stream, by the way. No name 5986. Okay, yeah, so maybe it's next week that's Spark Week. But either way, Tuesdays, in just the vault alone is in and of itself more than enough to see a good spike in sales for most things. I think probably embellishments and finishing reagents and things like that, you'll probably see a little bit more of an uptick next week. Okay, last week we got the spark. Dude, I don't know. I don't I don't do any actual content. I mean, I do delves. I've been doing delves because I've been having a lot of fun with them, and because I think stream finds it funny hearing me squeak, because I someone clipped me like squeaking on stream on Friday when we were doing Zekvir. But I don't really do much content. I don't think I've used a single spark, which is actually bad from a gold making perspective as well, because at the very least I could do the spark, like get the first craft bonuses from using up my sparks on each of my tunes. Yeah, so I don't know. Wait, that's how you got your 4 set? Can you catalyze spark gear? I didn't even think about that. Wait. No, you got to let me know. Can you catalyze spark gear? Because I'm gonna be pissed if that is the case. Because I use my catalyst charges on way lower eye level gear than I should have in that case. Because on my mage, okay, I use it on a hero track gear, but presumably I could quickly run her through the story mode version of the raid, get that free crest, use the spark to craft some like super cheap cloth spark gear, get the first craft bonus out of that, as well as then catalyze that and get my two set for my mage. I don't have any spark gear crafted, so I can't test that out. Clown Shoes, to answer your question, yeah, check out earlier in the stream. But the Spark Notes is just, there's an add-on called Weekly Knowledge, which will have everything for you here. So I can drop a link in chat if you need it, but otherwise just check like Curse Forge or whatever for Weekly Knowledge. And this add-on will show you not only all of the one-time sources, but also all of the weekly like chores you have to do for all the professions for all of your characters. There is a week aura as well that is also super dope, which is this one up here. But the week aura, I honestly wouldn't recommend as much because it only shows you for the character that you're on. And honestly, the weekly knowledge add-on has the same features built in.
And so basically you'll open up the add-on. You'll need to log on to each of your characters for it to like, and open up the professions on each of your characters for it to like load everything. But then basically you have this like dashboard where you can see exactly what you need to do each week. So like now I know that I need to log on to these characters to get their knowledge points this week, right? I know I'm not up to date on my blacksmith's treatise, for instance. Yeah, that'll make sure that you have all your one-time knowledge points. But the main thing I would say is hit the little checklist button here, and it'll pull up a window that looks like this. And this is super handy because it'll show you all of the one-time sources as well as like treasures. And then it'll tell you how many points you can get, as well as if you just click on any of the items here, it'll add a waypoint to your map. So if you don't have the knowledge point treasures or anything like that, it'll help you figure that out real quick. But yeah, Greasy Goblin, thanks for mentioning the Muse and knowledge point tracker. That's the weak aura I have here. But honestly, I think if you have to pick between the two, like if I had to recommend one or the other, I think I'd have to go with the add-on just because it tracks it for all of your characters, which is kind of handy. Definitely gonna check out last week's video. I don't even know what a spark is. Yeah, so a spark is, let me see, this chick should have one. It's just one of these items. So basically at endgame, you'll loot these from a bunch of different places, and you can use them to craft gear at pretty decent eye level. Basically all of the not all of the embellished gear. Some of the embellished gear, like you can craft up to I think 636, but I think for 636 you'd need to wait, no you cannot? Is that no you cannot on the catalyzing spark gear? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I guess No Name is saying that yeah, you can't use sparks. No, not like well, no, not like Chaos Orbs. The thing is, I don't remember. I think Chaos Orbs were soulbound. I suppose in some ways. I suppose kind of. I suppose very vaguely kindly. The thing is, you're capped on how many you can get per week. And it basically, you get half a spark every week. And basically, this is what that half a spark looks like. You'll basically get half a spark from completing like the weekly like endgame quest. Is it showing up on the vertical screen? These items here, Fractured Spark of Omen. You'll get one of these each week, and basically every 2 weeks you'll combine 2 of these with Valor Stones, which is like Valor or like whatever, insert whatever endgame currency. Like, right? Like back in Wrath, I think we had Valor. In Dragonflight we had Flight Stones, like whatever endgame currency. You'll combine that with 2 of these Fractured Sparks, and you'll get a full spark, and then you'll raise a crafting order or craft for yourself an item like this, which just right out the jump, like right out the box, if you just put the basic spark in at rank 5 will be eye level 597. But you can also stick crests into these that you can have people you can have enchanters craft for you. Things like this one or like this one. But let's say you get a Rune Harbinger crest, right? This item will now craft at eye level 619, which is I think on par with heroic gear, like heroic raid gear. But correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to actual endgame content. Gold making, I'm your guy. But anything else, I'm like with actual PvE stuff. Listen, this is the most invested I've been in any expansion and trying to figure all that out. But I mainly get my information from Pawn, the add-on, and Ask Mr. Robot, if you guys know what those are. And I think most people know them because of the fact that people tell you not to use them as much. Sad you missed everything I said because you were on YouTube and it was paused for a bit. But the tail end of that with the add-on, so thanks for the tip. Oh, so I think you were watching the vertical stream, right? Don't stress the horizontal stream, which is in any case the like better viewing quality version to watch. I would recommend. Will go up right after we end the stream in a couple minutes here, so you can rewind back and catch anything you missed, or you could just check out the Twitch VOD because I see you're on Twitch now. So hello again, Clown Shoe Gaming. I'm not gonna lie, I try my best with the YouTube streams, but I think the Twitch viewer experience is sometimes just a little bit better if you are watching horizontally, just because you can hear the music and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I can't have any of this copyrighted music on YouTube. I used to do like copyright-free music, but honestly, it wasn't as like vibey, and so I didn't have as much fun with it. And so, apologies YouTube viewers, apologies TikTok viewers as well, I guess. yeah. But Clown Shoes Gaming, sorry, I was gonna say, if you don't mind, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. I was trying to figure out how to ask you to drop a follow. So thank you for reading my mind. But thank you for the follow. Your pally with blacksmith and enchanting, you'll be able to make some decent gear for yourself. Yep, for sure. Basically you'll craft crests for yourself. And at the very least you'll get the first craft bonuses from those. Right, that's the other reason enchanting is such a great gold making profession, is because enchanters also craft those crests, which everyone needs at some point or the other, if they're taking their gearing seriously. I don't, which is why I haven't had much use for crests, but even then I did craft myself a couple crests. Bipolar tack, actually, oh no, I'm not logged onto my blacksmith. I thought we could quickly touch on blacksmithing, but no, I'm not logged onto my blacksmith. So okay, we didn't hit 38 million gold like I thought we may have been able to do on today's stream, but 37 and a half, and I'm well aware that I have invested like 2.5 million gold in the past couple days. So I don't expect that we won't hit 38 million gold at least on Wednesday's stream. Hopefully a bit more. But anyway, with that said, I love that we managed to make it through the entire stream without me actually crafting a single item that wasn't for a crafting order. I still haven't done all my leatherworking crafting or even my tailoring crafting. I've literally just ran around Dornigal answering questions. Did we even leave Dornigal? I'm trying to think. Did we leave Dornigal one? Dude, we've literally. Oh my god, this is such an explanation of exactly how I play this game. The stream's been going for 3 hours and 40 minutes. We haven't left Dornigal once. And yeah, we we haven't crafted anything that wasn't for the crafting order. Did I die once this stream? No, C-Tax, you're right. We didn't die this stream, which means that at long last it's time to die in the blacksmithing thing. All right, we're gonna do this on. Oh, I thought I'd set up the camera. Damn it! I thought I'd get like a cool angle of it. Even when I plan on dying. Even when I try and take out my own character, I can't get it right. Anyway, I feel like we can't top that. Thank you everyone who watched the stream live. All right, see why it's time to end the stream. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream live. Everyone on YouTube. I saw we pumped YouTube numbers today, so thank you so much, everyone. I think the algo decided that it kind of likes me sometimes. Thank you to everyone on Twitch. Thank you to everyone who chatted. I feel like this was the chattiest stream we've had so far. Which was amazing. So thank you everyone who dropped a message in chat. If you lurked, thank you for lurking. And yeah, next time drop a message in chat. As you guys can see, I don't bite, and I'm more than happy to answer any and all question, however basic or advanced it may be. Like I said, I've spent too much time learning how these profession systems work to not share the information with someone else. I would feel like I'd wasted even more of my time if I wasn't like using that knowledge to hopefully make other people some gold. So with that said, we are going to end the stream here. Thank you everyone. If you enjoyed the content, drop a like, drop a follow, drop a subscribe, whatever platform you're on, do the thing. Right. Oh, I forgot to have the little text on stream. Yeah, I guess today's the last stream of September. All right, so we didn't quite hit the sub goal for September, but oh well. We'll have another one next month, I suppose. But anyways, yeah, the Twitch subs option is always there to you, and if we get 2 subs this week, we'll do a bonus stream. That offer is still valid. I think I forgot to have the little message up on screen, but yeah, that's what the plan is. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, that said, thank you everyone. Good luck out there. Have fun. May the RNG gods be ever in your favor. Hopefully you guys got some help out of this. I promise that I will actually try and edit together some of those videos so that the YouTube channel has some more content as well outside of just the live stream.
VODs. Anyway, thank you everyone. Best of luck out there. Have fun. Hopefully the stream was informative or at the very least entertaining. Best case scenario, both. Anyways, have fun. Stay safe out there. Take care. And I will see all of you lovely people on Wednesday. And then again, of course, we're back on Friday as well. Take care. Bye-bye. Couldn't find the stream ending button, so all right. Bye-bye.